We're live. Also, that says 4 minutes, and I'm not happy about that.
What?
That
Have
kind
we
of...
been live for 4 minutes?
But no, I mean, we've just gone live, but like, when I'm on this video, it says... I don't understand this. It says 4.5 minutes out of an hour and 4 minutes, and it's like... How the fuck do you know that our stream is going to be an hour and 4 minutes long? Because it's fucking not, I'll tell you that for free. And secondly, does that mean that everything that we've been saying now is like not on the stream but is going to be on the stream replay? Because I'm not happy about that.
Hi, welcome to Game of Bards, where a computer error has just proved a deterministic universe.
Well, I want to, it's kind of like that fucking comic that's like the guy I can't even say it because it's my own joke, but he's like talking to his Amazon Echo, and he's like, how much time is left? And she says 2 days, 3 hours, and 14 seconds, and he's like, I meant on my pasta timer, and then he just sort of stops and goes, wait.
Jesus. Why is Maria Leal trending?
Anyway, I guess now that we've got everybody here, we've got Perry in the voice chat, because I'm going to try and play some music for this session, like within the actual thing itself, rather than like putting the music in such that the stream can hear it but you guys can't. Which will be an interesting experience. I don't actually know if that's going to work properly. But yes, right. So, welcome to House of Bards. Well, to the Game of Bards, in fact. This is episode 5 of Friends of Muzema, our original Magic the Gathering Dungeons & Dragons campaign. With me... are making a return appearance after taking a week off. We have my co-host Beth.
I was sick. I wasn't feeling well, but I'm better now.
Mm-hmm. And
it wasn't coronavirus. To be clear, it wasn't coronavirus.
Yes. Beth did not have the coronavirus. We also have Citro, Matt, Maxi, and Richard, and of course we have me. And my name is Alexa. Play Mr. Gumble by Strange New Places. Actually, most of these are supposed to be... Sorry? Yeah, most of these are supposed to be about fucking you over, but that's a genuinely good song, and the lead singer in that band is a close friend of mine, so actually go and stream that song. It absolutely slaps. It's real good. So yeah, if you weren't here last time, and to be honest, if you somehow knew that it was going to happen, you may be waiting for the edited local recording version of episode 4, because there were a lot of stream cutouts in episode 4, so I'm actually going to edit that to remove, well, it has all of the stream cuts removed, but also remove a couple of kind of embarrassing points where the flow just stops. But yeah, so if you haven't listened to episode 4, or if, like Beth, you weren't here for episode 4, and perhaps need a reminder, last session, the party of planeswalkers, the Friends of Muzema, who all work for Kolva the Vidalcan, who is the curator of the Grand Archive on the plane of Muzema, travelled to Xerex, the twisty-turny MC Escher-esque plane, in pursuit of... I am definitely echoing who it is. It is you, Matt. It is you. We were talking about this before we went live, and fucking
if it makes you feel better, Alex, I genuinely don't hear any echoing.
Well, I don't mind hearing echoing personally now. What I mind is if that ends up on the stream, which it does, because when I was editing episode 4, I was like, yeah, it's definitely I'm echoing through somebody. So that's the main thing, right? I don't particularly mind listening to it now. I care about the viewers hearing it. So
I was just saying that I don't hear it for some reason.
That's odd. But
I can very subtly hear it, and
I mean, I have been spoiling my ears with dubstep and shit, so it's probably.
I mean, it might also be that I can hear it because I'm the one saying the things that I'm saying. So, if another source is making the noises that I'm making, I actually
Did this help?
I have absolutely no idea, and you know that when we tried this before we went live, the moment we tried to test anything at all, it just stopped. So
we gotta keep testing so it doesn't happen.
Yeah, for the moment, that sounds great. Whatever you did seems like it's working, but we won't know until a little bit later. What did you do, by the way?
I just decreased sense.
Oh, yeah, no, that'd probably work. Of course, the trade-off for that, I suppose, is that we might end up like hearing you only in snatches, but we'll see how that goes. What was I saying? Right, yes. They travelled to Xerex and they met a pair of colourful characters called Mona and Vermin. And then they travelled to the enormous space of the Grand Cathedral, as was, and they went inside in an attempt to stop Sathram Vight and his cronies in their evil plan. They then we found this out after the session, like actually walked through the fucking dungeon map and discovered they took the mathematically most efficient route to the center. And I got to tell you, I'm sure some DMs will sympathize with me there. That made me kind of mad because I spent a real long time on that map, probably more time than my sleep cycle would have benefited from, and they just 6 nodes.
Sometimes that's just the way it happens.
So that's just how it is on this bitch of an earth. But like,
odds are, if you spend like 5 minutes on something, it takes the players 5 hours to solve it. And if you spend like 3 days doing something and meticulously planning, it takes them like 3 minutes. To, like,
6 nodes though,
it.
Beth. We like found all of the other shortest routes, and they were all 7 nodes long. Like. They didn't know. Like, half the time they didn't know where they were going because they didn't have a map. And then it's just like, no, 6 nodes.
That's the point.
I'm so mad. But yeah, when they got to the center, they got there ahead of Sathram, and Sathram himself, devoid of his cronies, the evil nemeses of 2 of our players, came inside and from a high up position. Decided to crow about it, to explain his plan, and even to invite our heroes to assist him, because it was revealed that Sathram's plan is to cast an incredibly powerful piece of time magic to go back in time 60 years and undo the mending, such that all planeswalkers will gain the vast power that they lost when the mending happened, but the entire population of Dominaria will be killed. Sathram seemed to have ideas of how to justify this to himself, but he was unable to convince our heroes to assist him. So instead, he and his cronies disappeared after Sathram decided that this was all a game to him, and so told everybody, told all of our heroes, that the next place that he's going is Innistrad. And then I think you all went back to Culver to report in. And I think that was where we left off. I don't know. Normally I listen to the last episode before we go live with the new one, but since this time I was doing that while editing it, which is a longer undertaking, I didn't finish it, so I don't actually quite remember where we left off. But I think that's it. I think that was it. Can we lean on you, Maxi, for? Actually, I was going to check if Maxi's here with us because she's muted, and I think she's here, but I'm not sure.
I'm here.
Ah, you are here. Excellent.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I'm just muting to get rid of background noise because it's hailing here.
Have you tried?
Oh yeah, I don't actually hear the hail. I think you're probably good.
Yeah, have you tried noise suppression by Chris?
Fucking noise suppression by Crisp. To be honest, I really like noise suppression by Crisp, and I kind of wish that there were a way to put it on by default.
Yeah, I like noise suppression by Crisp as well.
I get that it's in beta, so they don't want to put it on by default, but every time you start a new voice chat, you have to turn it on, and I kind of wish I'd just
Yeah, but then you also get to see noise suppression by Chris. And I'm like, hell yeah. Noise
What's
suppression
noise
by Chris.
suppression by Crisp? I thought
love
that was eating potato chips, so you don't hear other noises.
No, that's noise suppression by Crisp with a C. This is noise suppression by Crisp with a K.
Yeah, Chris.
So yes, very soon I suppose we will return to Culver's office, where presumably our heroes will have things to say. But first, it is a bright spring day on the plain of Ravnica, and there are beams of light illuminating dust in the stuffy and messy Izzet laboratory that we find ourselves in. And here we see two rather unexpected inhabitants. One of them is a goblin, evidently quite a young goblin, perhaps just a teenager, with a huge number of connected metal-rimmed lenses piled up in some sort of contraption on his head. And the other is a huge centaur. Not particularly muscular as centaurs go, but there's only so non-muscular a horse can look. They are both tinkering with some sort of contraption in the center of the room, like an enormous surfboard, but with some interesting looking devices attached to it at various points along its length. And the goblin stands up and says, "Do you know, Palomino, I think that'll do it."
Oh no, you're cutting off for me.
Oh, no. He said, "Do you know, Palomino, I think that'll do it." Are we have big Citro problem?
You haven't cut out for me at all.
Citro may be having some sort of internet problem, so please bear with us.
I'm having problems with orders, sorry. I'm right next to the modem, don't do this to me. Yeah, I didn't catch any of what you just said, sorry?
Your friend Zimbrim is telling you that the board is probably ready, at least for testing.
Let's do that then.
Now, are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we built the thing together, and I know. Look, rocket racing is great fun, but we've never put anyone as big and unwieldy in shape as you in a race before.
So we're gonna be the first ones, which is gonna be the coolest thing we'll ever do.
Pretty much. Yeah, gotta admit that. All right, well, let's go and try it. We probably want a big open space. What about out in the courtyard? No, too many buildings. We're going to get in trouble if we destroy a building again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I sort of used up all my good faith with the guild leaders, so
yeah.
Possibly we want to. What about Main Street?
What if? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no! You're cutting off again.
Oh, he said, "What about Main Street?"
Here's to online D&D, everybody. This is what happens.
This for sure is what happens. That's fun. I mean,
wait a moment. Let me try to 4G this shit.
Yeah, this is the worst case scenario where like apparently the stream can hear me fine, which means that you can all hear how much voice training I don't do, but my actual like players can't hear me, which is bad because it means that the actual momentum of the session grinds to a halt.
Okay. Am I connected? Oh no. Are any of you talking? Sorry.
No, nobody's talking. We're waiting
Okay.
for you. I mean,
Okay,
I can keep talking
Mhm.
if you need.
No, I'm connected now. Sorry. Can you try again?
Okay. Zimbim says, "What about Main Street?" I mean, I know there's like trams and stuff, but as long as we like start from somewhere high up enough, you should be fine. And it's a clear shot as well.
Yeah.
We should go to the spire and do it off the roof.
Yes.
So I think. Do you have your like metal horse? Is that a thing you already have?
I think Sunset Glimmer is actually part of the board, maybe like the.
Maybe, yeah, sure.
How nightmarish.
Or at least Sunset Glimmer will like carry it. Possibly Sunset Glimmer has like a little clip that you've designed the boards that can be clipped onto, so that Sunset can just carry it.
Yes.
So yeah, the two of you excitedly run up the stairs inside the tower that your workshop is in. Past a number of other inventors, some of whom look at you a little strangely, but like they're all on their way to do something just as dangerous, probably. So nobody pays a huge amount of attention. What do you think?
I think Zimbrim is one of the few people Palomino actually trust enough to let him rise. To let ride him.
Yeah, I think you have done that in the past, but like Zimbim himself is actually so excited that he's probably just running alongside you. There are stairs to navigate. The particular tower that you're in was chosen for your workshop because it has like the shallowest stairs, which are easier for you to go up. But no, he's just racing. Probably like just the three of you run up to the great globe of the roof, and then like out onto the walkway around it. And Zimbim says, walkway is probably going to be a problem, because I can't really hold you up. And I don't know that Sunset can either. Oh, but wait! And he like leans forward and like grabs the railing on the walkway and begins like twisting it. And suddenly you see like a section of the whole thing just unscrew. And he like pulls it aside. And he's like, yeah! You ready?
What did you do exactly?
He unscrewed part of the railing so that you can start the board from the walkway itself rather than having to be balanced on the railing.
Oh yes.
You see that he's putting his own like jetpack on and putting his goggles down. He's like, okay, we ready?
Absolutely. I think
This is so dangerous, man.
Hi, this is Palomino. Welcome to Jackass.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And he activates his jetpack. And I think probably there are like straps on the rocket board that you like. He would have helped you like strap your feet into. But the controls themselves, I think, probably just come up on a little wire for you to hold in your hand.
Yes.
And so yeah, do you shoot off the roof?
Of course I do.
Cool. Give me. All right. So for the viewers at home, here's the major problem that I have with the class that Citro is playing. I don't have the source book that it's from, so I have to basically take her word on how it works whenever it comes up.
I lied every time.
There's an artifice roll
No,
that you can do,
haven't.
right?
It's probably intelligence.
Sure. Yeah, like make an artifice roll and add your proficiency bonus. Yeah, like do an intelligence roll with your proficiency bonus, because I presume that whatever tools you used to make this thing, you knew how to use. That's not the stupid part of this plan.
It got a 15.
Okay, so the board works, sort of. I think like Sunset is probably on the board itself, like just underneath you, holding you up. In terms of like goblin, like is it goblin rocket racing? You feel like it's not there yet, but it totally could be. Like in terms of shooting you off on a rocket, like down Main Street, totally works. It functions. The problem is that you have drastically misinterpreted how much lift the sled will give you, which means that almost immediately, although not quite as quickly as to cause a crash, the board descends to street level. This is a problem because street level contains a number of obstacles, many of them alive. You can see Zimbim like flying above you, and straight in front of you, you see like people. Here's the thing: nobody's getting hurt because pretty much everybody heard the incredible noise as you just rocketed off the roof towards Main Street, which means that they had plenty of time to turn around, realize what was happening, and just chuck themselves aside. Often into like bushes or like the divider along the center of Main Street that's just, got some interesting Selesnya planted, plants and stuff in it. But you are rocketing along at a fair speed, and you don't have a huge amount of fine control over where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem because Main Street is only so long. It's long. It's one of the longest streets in central Ravnica, but it's not that long. And at the end of Main Street, just turning the corner, you can see there's a tram.
Oh no.
You don't have a huge amount of fine steering control, and the tram is coming up very, very fast.
Can I try to steer anyway?
Sure. That's probably That's probably either a dexterity or wisdom save, given that you would be acting with instinct.
Look, this is an Izette character. It's definitely dexterity.
Fair enough. Yes. You are not known for being wise.
This boy has a wisdom of 6. He knows what he's doing. Oh, a 17.
Okay, you wrench hard and manage to throw yourself out of the way of the tram as the tram just, probably ringing its bell furiously, just, speeds past you. But now you are on a direct collision course with the wall of the Azorius Senate.
I think you hear Palomino cheering when he dodges the tram, but then it's just, uh-oh.
The wall is coming up very, very fast, and unfortunately it's in a little cul-de-sac, just sort of a carved out portion, which means that even if you were to turn, there would probably be nowhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where you're just captured in fear and everything is traveling in slow motion, and then the wall disappears. And suddenly you're in an open field, just hurtling along until finally it comes to rest. And the rocket sled just plows into the ground, shearing off parts of it, until eventually it becomes slow enough and impeded enough that you and Sunset Glimmer are ripped off your your little bands and just sort of hurled forward into the dirt.
Oh boy.
All around you, you see a great open plain with trees. Places like this aren't very frequently seen on Ravnica. You have to go quite far into the Gruul wilds to see anything like this, and even then, it's not this open and so devoid of buildings.
So.
Sunset Glimmer stands up and goes, "Ear."
Oh no. Is Sunset broken?
No, but Sunset just sort of shakes. Ear.
I'll go. Oh boy. I'll go check what's happening to her.
She just seems annoyed at you, honestly. Like, she's heavily scuffed and covered in dirt, but she appears to be fine. But,
Oh.
like, as you approach, she goes, "Eh!"
No, baby, I'll fix you. It's okay. You've had worse scraps.
Neek, neek,
And
neek.
he casts mending.
Sunset
her
Glimmer, like, immediately seems better put together. Still scuffed, but, like, you know, all the parts are, like, in their right place. Nothing is pried open or anything like that.
Palomino is just sitting like a horse and is just polishing Sunset and making her all pretty again. I'm really sorry, baby girl. It's okay now.
Sunset looks around and goes, "Eh?" Bum, bum, bum.
I look where she's looking.
There's nothing around. There's just trees, the occasional rocky outcrop, and Sunset looks up into the sky and you see, like, a group of strange winged creatures. Kind of like the horrors of the Orzhov Quarter at home, but, like, seemingly less actively gothic. Bum, bum, bum. Eh?
Oh. Not as much as you.
The ground begins rumbling, and you can feel it vibrating beneath you.
I think Palomino actually physically holds Sunsets and gallops off.
Do you snatch a glance behind you?
Yeah.
As you do, you see the earth behind you just cave inwards and then push up outwards as the enormous maw of a worm, larger than any worm you've ever seen on Ravnica, just plows out of the ground and into the sky to snatch one of the winged creatures out of the air and then plunges downwards. And it evidently sees you because it begins slithering along the ground towards you.
You hear the odd mixture of neighing and cursing.
Bum bum bum.
He's going to make a run for it.
All right, you keep running. The worm is still pursuing you, but thankfully it's so large that it cannot move as fast as you can gallop. And eventually you find your way into like a little brush of trees, where you believe that the worm quickly loses sight of you as it sort of stops and turns around and just plows itself back into the ground again.
Oh.
And as you stop to catch your breath, you hear a voice behind you that says, "What the bloody hell was that?"
He turns to it.
There's a human standing here with a bow and arrow, covered in green clothing that seems to indicate some kind of camouflage, and wearing a bandana, who says, "What?" are you? And what do you think you were playing at doing that? Seems to me that every single beast on Ikoria knows that you don't go out into the sandworm plane, and yet here you are.
Which guild is that?
Guild?
Yeah?
Hell's a guild. And I think that is where we snap back to the present, where Palomino, now with many more planeswalks under his belt, has managed to escape from Ikoria.
Why is it every plane we go to never has centaurs?
Protect this horse boy.
I mean,
he is so dumb.
Put it this way, I have bad news about Innistrad.
Yeah.
Citro, that was the best line of what guild is this?
Thank you.
Fucking perfect.
I'm actually just going to search and see if Ikoria does have centaurs. It does not. There are no cards with type centaur in Ikoria.
Centaurs are a
guilds.
conspiracy of the government.
Trying to see like what planes even have centaurs. I feel like Theros and Dominaria are the two obvious ones, and of course Ravnica.
Palomino learns about Dominaria having centaurs, and then yeah, no, we do still need Dominaria.
I need a place that's centaur accessible.
Please, have mercy.
Well, I mean, Palomino just went through actual centaur hell, so.
There's also some real fucked up looking plant centaurs, but they were in a commander set, so I don't know where they're from. They might be Ravnican, but I don't know for certain. But yeah, no, it looks like it's mostly just Dominaria, Ravnica, and Theros that centaurs come from. So if you're in the chat or whatnot, and you know about other centaurs, then I guess let me know. I actually can't remember if they're on Chandalar as well. They might be. If you've played the Microprose Magic the Gathering game recently, which I have done in the past, then tell me if it has centaurs in it. Because it might do, thinking about it.
I kind of like that Palomino's actually grown a little more fearful since he started.
Yeah. He used to be like a kid who thought he'd live forever, and then life
got real.
Yeah, life comes at you fast. So yes, you're back in Culver's office. I don't remember if we had a conversation at the end of last episode, so I guess we will have it again.
The conversation was had.
What happened then?
We told Culver that like the discussion that we had with Sathram, and that where he was going next, but we were still in the office. We decided against really asking her more information about Barlier.
Oh yes, of course. She didn't want to talk about Barlier.
Yeah. Cassidy decided he didn't care.
Yeah.
Go and see if Bone Hunter had anything before it, but we're also like pretty much prepped to just go straight to Innistrad.
Yes, she told you that you could go and maybe see if he had anything productive to give to you for going to Innistrad.
As we head to Bone Hunter, Cassidy's like, "Don't worry, I've been in Innistrad before. I know the plane pretty well, and mostly because I want to have that sentence, have something that Cassidy has said, so that when we get to Innistrad, he's just like, what? What's Jay?" Because Cassidy was there during Avacyn Restored. He's not been there since. And as as fans of Magic the Gathering know, boy howdy has a lot changed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess for those watching along, to explain what just happened, many of us play with one another a lot, and I'm pretty sure she's been in like pretty much every combination of these people that I've played with at some point. Maxie is the only one of us with a functioning memory. So while we try to avoid doing it because it doesn't seem fair to her, occasionally we do in fact have to ask her to be our memory for us.
True.
And as I said, I hadn't finished re-listening to episode 4 yet because I was actually editing it. So
You guys have been listening to the other episodes.
I mean, I have primarily so
It's
that
just like the meme bit.
primarily so that I don't have to do this, but also for episode 4, like I think I mentioned this, but there were some pretty major like stream cutouts, which means that like you can just about listen to it, but occasionally there's like skips. And I was like, well, the local recording doesn't have those, but if I'm going to upload the local recording, I want to take out that time where we spend 3.5 minutes having this weird argument between Richard and me that doesn't go anywhere, is based entirely on us misunderstanding what the other is talking about, and completely kills the pacing of the game. And once I did that, I was like, well, I could cut out a whole load of other stuff as well. Like, you know, we don't need to like have 1.5 minutes of silence while everybody gets their like initiative out of the way, for instance, that sort of thing. It's like, I know that's sort of why I didn't want to edit these, because I was like, oh, I'll completely get in a tiny knot doing that, but whatever. It was not really possible to just leave that one as it was. I think the only one that has to remain a stream replay is episode 2, because I don't have a local recording for that one. I forgot to do it. And there are cuts in episode 2, but they're not too bad. You can mostly figure out what's going on. So yes, what to do now then? What do you all want to do?
Well, I think we're trying to visit Bonehar and like see if he has anything that can help us in Innistrad.
He never has anything that can help us anywhere.
You never know.
He tries his best.
Okay. Remind me again, none of you are like a straight up like wizard, right? Like the closest that we have is 2 warlocks, one of whom is kind of a bard, and an artificer who is not doesn't really use a spellcasting focus. That's not really a thing. Because
Yeah,
I have a bunch of like items here that are like fun spellcasting foci that I can't give to anyone because nobody is a wizard.
Yeah. If you have like a toolbox that's kind of Hollow Me knows casting focus as much as it can be.
Maybe I should look up something like that, but no, I don't got anything like that at the moment. But yeah, you go to Bone Hunter's office, and he's still got the skull on the door.
It's well attached.
Mm-hmm.
I want to return the ghost blade that he lent to me.
Okay. So yeah, Bone Hunter opens the door and says, "Oh, you're back. What have you come to see, old Bone Hunter? What can I do for you?"
Where to begin?
Oh,
First off, your knife. Thank you.
thank you. I'm pleased to receive that back. What else?
Now we will all do the traditional thing and be a nuisance to you.
Oh, that's what
May we
I'm here
come in?
for. I never thought that I'd join up with the archive again, but kind of seems like the best place for me, given how I had to ship off Ravnica after the war, and Culver's a better boss than Kian ever was. What do you need? Anyone at all?
Well, we're going to Innistrad next. So,
Oh.
I haven't been
in
on
that
Innistrad.
case, he just sort of like puts the blade back in Solitude's hand. He says, "You probably want to hold on to that."
Hmm.
Fair enough.
Well, I haven't been on Innistrad in quite some time, but when I was there, the Archangel showed up and kind of kicked everything awful's ass. I fled after that, considering I shared some qualities with things that she liked to burn. So,
Oh, her. No, she's gone. Don't worry about it, mate.
Cassidy, I have an important question.
Yeah.
Palomino puts his hand on his shoulder and asks, "Does garlic work?"
What's garlic?
You poor unfortunate soul! But
Oh my-
that would be bad for you.
I mean,
Supposedly it's bad
we
for
don't-
vampires?
we don't know. We don't know if it's bad for him. We don't know.
Cassidy came from a world that is a desert, so growing food is not something that happens a lot.
After this whole thing blows over, we need to get you some garlic bread and see if you can eat it.
I like
No!
Or some garlic pasta. We don't know if it's going to kill him, though. It could be fine.
Bone Hunter seems alarmed and says, I don't know that that's the kind of... look, mate, if you want garlic, you can get it on Ravnica at the very least. I know that much, but are you sure? That seems dangerous.
I mean, I'm not saying let's do it right now while we need him. I'm just saying afterwards, when we're hanging out, you know?
I thought we could use it for defense, so I was asking Cassidy if it worked on him, which is kind of mean, I'm sorry.
It might be different on Innistrad.
Yeah, vampires have different rules in different places. Like
Yeah, like
there's Ravnica vampires that drink memories and shit. I don't fucking know. I know I can't do that.
It's very true.
I know Innistrad vampires tend to just die and stab them. Like they aren't special that way.
Ah.
I mean, yeah, they're kind of fast and they don't die of old age. So if you run into one, they might have been at this a lot longer than you. But if you can like set them on fire or stab them or kill them like you'd kill a mortal, they'll still die. Sure, some have like magic tricks and shit, but that's everybody.
They've got souls.
What?
Innistrad vampires, they've got souls like you have.
Yeah, that.
Because they're planeswalkers sometimes. There's a guy running around called Sorin Markov.
Yeah, he didn't like me very much.
He's well, no, I'm not that fond of him because he created another vampire from Kamigawa who well, I think it was a beastly thing for him to do, but she took a liking to me, and given aspects of her personal situation, I felt that was not appropriate.
I've never actually met him. I met a different vampire. As like you look at Cassie's eyes, he has as anyone has seen Soul Eater, the I've just met Excalibur face, it's just like,
Oh yeah.
Cassidy has kind of like war flashback face. I met someone else.
Yeah, I mean, somebody in the audience will have seen Soul Eater. I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about, but like somebody will.
It's a meme face, kinda.
It's a very mean face. But yeah, Cassidy looks like the memory was not pleasant. Anyway, so wait, the Archangel's not there anymore.
No, they've got a different Archangel now.
Okay, so long as this how did they get rid of her?
Oh, Soren killed her.
What?
He had to. I mean, he created her, honestly, so it was kind of easy.
Like what?
This is all cutting useless.
I mean, she's been gone for quite a while, dude. Like, she's been gone longer than Kian's been gone.
Oh. Oh. Why?
Well, because see, here's the thing. I kind of feel like Palomino perhaps will understand this the best. But Palomino, imagine if you built a little robot, like Sunset Shimmer here, but maybe someone you're less attached to, and you built this robot to protect the people of Ravnica. If that robot suddenly decided that all of the, say, humans on Ravnica, or all of the Minotaurs on Ravnica, were bad people inherently, and started mass murdering them, what would you do?
Man, we should put safeguards against racist robots then.
Yeah, but imagine you hadn't done that, and it was actively doing this right now. And it was just burninating like the countryside as well, while all of this was going on. Just turning up and killing people like willy nilly because they were evil sinners, and you didn't program it to do that.
Like a man or a dragon, some kind of
dragon man.
Yeah. You would probably go and fight that robot and stop it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, now you understand Sorin's deal. Sorin
What
created Avacyn the Archangel to protect the humans of Ravnica, of Innistrad. He didn't care about the humans of Ravnica. That much was clear. But then she started just killing people.
Oh man, I'm
like
glad I left.
not just vampires, but also humans, because there was this. Look, there was a whole thing. There's these things called Eldrazi. I wasn't there for all of this. Also, like I only got told about it later, so could be could be outside my area of expertise. But point is, Sorin had to kill Avacyn because she had got all faulty. You know the angels are fake, right? Like they're not. I mean, they're real people, but they were created. Sorin created them.
Yeah, but like all angels are like that. Every angel comes from white mana from someplace, right? So like, doesn't matter who makes them.
Yeah, but point is, he destroyed her, and one of her understudies from one of the flights just like stepped up and is the protect. I mean, I'm gonna be real. That whole business, apparently, all of the angels got fucked except this one flight who were like protected for some reason.
Oh my god!
There were like horrible, like turning into weird flesh monster things and like just killing everyone.
Fuck?
Yeah, no, they're all gone now. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Innistrad's still a hole, and I don't pity you for going there. But like, I don't pity you. I do pity you. I've never been big on pity, honestly, but yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, Innistrad's different from when you last checked in, but there's still plenty of spooky goings on if you're looking for those.
Okay, well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So you're looking for Kit then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. Fine. We can handle this.
Right. Well, yes. As I say, keep hold of the Ghostfire Blade because you're probably going to need that. What else? Way I see it, right? Innistrad is just a hole, so you might as well just take ways to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, I got that already.
Works for me.
So I've got these, and he produces. Oh Christ! Hold on. Wrong place. I'll stick it in resources. He produces a collection of 3 little round humanoid figures that just sort of stand to attention. And he says, "What do you think about these?"
Well,
They
then,
are adorable!
I've seen those before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There were 3 I gave to some other folks, including maybe some of you'd know. They couldn't bear to drink them, so I think they just left them with a coffee cellar in Ravnica.
what do they do?
Well, basically, they can push, pull things. They can use simple tools. They'll work together to accomplish small tasks. They're too small to fight, really. And you can also pop them open and drink them, and they're a health potion.
Ah, fantastic. Sure, I guess we'll take them.
Fair dues. What other things do I have along the same basic theme?
Wait, is the cork on their neck?
He says, "Oh yeah, you have to unscrew their head to drink them.
And can you screw it back on?
I mean, you can, but like the magic's gone after that.
They don't mind. It's okay.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom of the card, it says this kills the gnome. They don't mind.
No.
They're into it.
I feel like we're probably going to run into
Don't
the same
kink
problem.
in the magic item.
Out of character. I'm not doing this again. I'm not going through another group who refuses to drink the bottle gnomes. We're gonna fucking drink them this time.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I know it's gonna break Palomino, but I've already done this before. The whole coffee gnome thing has already happened. And even as Trish, I was like, you should drink these. They're health potions. They don't care that they're gonna die. Like, no. They're too cute. And I was like, no.
I say take current and fix the bottle gnome.
You could always do that. You are the artificer. You could try and bring them back to life some other way, but we've got to drink them, guys.
Flash forward to bottle gnomes 60 foot tall, burning the countryside.
If we ever do it, I'll bring you back to the land of the living.
He says, "There is something else. I don't have this with me, but I do have this." And he produces a what appears to be a piece of, like, a very thin piece of wood with a with like a spindle drilled through it and like a little wooden pointer attached to the spindle. And as he like holds it level, the spindle begins like spinning around erratically. And he says, "There's something on Innistrad that you might be able to find with this that will help you on your journey, I think."
Okay.
He says,
What does this do?
well, it points to the item, to its location. You see it spinning around at the moment because you're not on the same plane. But I'm
fantastic.
pretty sure that the thing in question was last seen on Innistrad.
Sure, I'll take this one on.
Beyond that, he thinks for a moment. Any of you good with hammers?
Hammers?
Specifically chucking them.
Shit, maybe me actually. Fuck.
I'm good with banging, but
Yeah, no, this is for throwing specifically. What about you, John?
Yeah, I could throw a hammer. Dexterity? Yeah.
I mean, do you have like proficiency with hammers? with light hammers specifically.
Oh, like a throwing hammer? I don't know. What does is a hammer a simple weapon?
I think it's a simple weapon.
I think light hammers are simple weapons. Pretty sure that that's the case. I've just realised I haven't actually opened my my D&D book PDFs, which I'm going to need to do because
Light hammer, 1d4 bludgeoning, simple weapon, light thrown, range 20-60.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then. Yeah.
And he says, right, well, in that case, you probably want this, don't you? And he shows you the Sun Forger.
Okay.
I keep getting my focus wrenched because a new PDF is opening.
Okay, Sun Forger.
He says, what do you think about that?
What does it do? All right. What does it do?
It is a +1 light hammer. Requires attunement. All damage dealt by attacks with the Sun Forger is radiant damage. And after you make a thrown weapon attack with the Sun Forger, it disintegrates into ash. It reappears in your hand at the beginning of your next turn, or at your feet if your hands are full.
That's so fucking cool. So it just keeps coming back. I love that.
Mm-hmm. So it's normally
Yeah,
+1 to hit on top of your other bonuses, and 1d4 plus strength, I think. Light hammer is 1d4 bludgeoning, yeah, plus strength, +1. It has a throwing range 20-60.
Okay. And then what's the additional damage die?
No,
Okay.
there is no additional damage die. It's just all the damage dealt by attacks with the Sun Forger is radiant damage. So I guess I said bludgeoning, but it's not. It's not bludgeoning. It's just radiant.
It's right. Okay.
So very helpful when fighting things that are weak to radiant damage and things that regenerate life unless they're hit by radiant damage.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah.
He
Cool.
says, yeah, you want to take that?
All right.
Beyond that, I don't think I've got anything that I can give you, I'm afraid. So, piss off.
Yeah, I guess we'll.
But I mean,
Okay,
be careful. Let's be clear. I haven't got anything else for you, but Innistrad's a dangerous place, and Sathram Vight's a dangerous person. So stay safe.
Thanks, Bone Hunter. You still on for poker?
He says, I mean, probably if you survive.
Good to hear.
I suppose you've come back from the dead once, haven't you? So we could, probably just assume you will again.
Not willing to test that theory. Just think I'll go out of my way not to die. Take care of yourself, Bone Hunter.
Bye.
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 Cassidy will just tip his hat and vanish.
Okay. So yeah,
How do we know is playing with the bottle gnomes?
I think Sunset Glimmer gets very, very close to the bottle gnomes and just like puts her snout down as if to sniff them. And the golden bottle gnome just looks up and salutes.
Oh no!
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no!
Don't
I
get
can't wait.
attached.
I
Don't get
can't-
attached.
I can't wait to drink these of their vitality.
Don't get
No.
attached.
Might just have one of them thirsty.
Reinforcements or refreshment?
If we do drink them, I'll bring them back.
Would you consider stab that guy in the eyes to be a simple command?
I mean, who are you asking?
Is it? Is this something I know?
I think I think that is a simple command. The problem would probably more likely come from the bottle gnome's inability to carry out the instruction and the inefficacy of the instruction itself. But definitely, if you told a bottle gnome to do that, it would try to do that.
It's good to hear.
The precious of idiot baby. Very cute.
Maybe you shouldn't patronize them like that. They might not appreciate it.
No, they are adorable. They know they are adorable.
Okay.
I think Sunset, after like narrowing her eyes at the bottle gnome in front of her, just makes a decisive snort noise, which I don't think entails actually snorting. It's just that's one of the noises that you built her to be able to make. And then just sort of like puts her head down, and all three bottle gnomes just like step up onto her head and then onto her back.
Good girl. Thank you.
Yeet.
I was afraid she'd be jealous.
She appears already to be very protective of the bottle gnomes.
Great. Yeah, God. When we have to kill these things, it's gonna break Palomino's poor little...
I know how to heal myself as well. If you guys need help, I can cure cure your wounds. That's a thing I can do.
I'll live.
I will waste all of my spell slots healing you guys if it means that these cute little babies just get to live their little lives with their little potion bodies. They're very cute.
I should probably like put the bottle gnomes back on, honestly, if we're talking about them. I think all three of them, like as you gesture to them, just salute you.
Cassidy, meanwhile, has planeswalked to Innistrad.
Sure. Cassidy, you appear. Where is the appearance point in Innistrad? Because I think Innistrad was like at least Shadows of Innistrad was one of the points where like the accepted canon was that there's a specific place on every plane that every planeswalker goes to when they planeswalk there, which is not a concept that is true in every like story, and I don't believe has come up since. But regardless, I think we'll say that where you appear in Innistrad is where Cassidy was last in Innistrad, like the safest place that Cassidy can think of that's like central to Innistrad.
Okay. Fuck, I need to remember where that is. It's probably a city, right?
I don't know, because like you would have to be certain of which city, right? Because otherwise you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah,
it might just be like a sort of central area between all of the parishes.
It'll be like some central area. You know what it is? It's like it's on like a moor. It's like a big, wide, open area where it's like where there's like near like a road that leads to basically any city you get to.
Moor.
It's a swampy plain.
Yes, I know. But it has specific swamps, and some of them are less dangerous than others. But yeah, sure, you end up on a moor. I'm going to say there is a church in front of you in this moor. It appears kind of run down. Like there's like a weird tree that appears to have been taken over by some sort of like white tentacled growth that has since died, just sort of poking through it. But the lights are on.
Oh, that's new. Cassidy, I know this plane like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you remember this church? That tree... You remember a tree. It wasn't like this. It was outside and a normal tree.
Just the fucking the robot sketching. I know this plane like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new. Cassidy will enter the church, knowing full well that given that he is he is from a different plane. He's not worried about
Has,
entering the church.
has anybody followed Cassidy yet?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Wait.
do John will. Yeah.
I'll
Mhm.
follow.
Oh, together now.
Okay. So is everybody like walking into the church?
Take us to church.
I would first like to do a religion check.
Okay. What are you checking for specifically?
I don't know, what kind of a church is it? Have I read about this in the vast library? You know?
Have you ever been to Innistrad?
In the vast library on Tarkia.
Maybe.
No, the
I
vast
don't know.
library on Muzema. Come on.
Oh,
Max.
yeah.
Yeah, come on.
All right, sure. Do a religion check.
I haven't. I'm not even gonna say what I rolled. Just straight up, whatever.
There is some sort of religion happening on Innistrad, and you are, I guess, anticipating finding out what it is real soon.
Yeah, Oh man, this is gonna be so exciting.
Anyway, you enter the little church. I say church, and I think it is a church, but it's not very big. It's sort of you would generally expect this to be a chapel, except chapels, generally speaking, are attached to a larger building that they serve, which this one is not. It's just sort of a tiny church out on the moor. And there is a single man inside who is wearing a very silly hat and some white and green robes that have a sort of symbol of like a circle, except at the top the circle like pairs off into a pair of like claws. Pair of hooks, perhaps. And as he looks up as you enter, he immediately like grabs from the altar in front of him and lifts up ahead of him a some sort of symbol, some sort of instrument that has that same sort of like weird circular fork thing on it. How to show I wonder if I can actually like add this as like a browser source. Let's find out. Let's find out if OBS like fucking crashes again if I try to add an image as a browser source. If I just no. Okay, so the good news is it doesn't crash, but oh, okay, there we go. So that's I guess actually I could have just shown this in general. That's the symbol I'm talking about. But anyway, now I'm going to get rid of that on the stream because it sucks. But yeah. And he lifts up this symbol and brandishes it at you and says, "Not again! Does the word of Holy Sigarda mean nothing anymore?
What?
Out, foul beasts!
Oh, well, that is.
Look.
Hey.
The undead
All
are
right,
not
I'm
welcome in the house of the angel."
I'm going, and Cassie just turns to leave.
Oh, is he talking to you? Okay. How you doing?
He says, "Begone, foul undead zombie!"
I know where I'm not wanted.
He's like stepping around the altar and like advancing towards you, just shaking this symbol in your direction.
Maybe
Does the symbol actually do anything?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not to you. I guess Solitude. You don't really like looking at it that much, but it doesn't. Yeah, it says whatever. And he says, "And this horrid scarb beast!
Oh,
Begone
okay.
to the stitcher that made you! And he begins like brandishing it at Palomino.
Cassidy, at the heard that someone is insulting Sweet Palomino, just turns back around again and goes, "Now I know you didn't just call my
No, what? That's not start a fight with this gentleman. Why don't
I want to see Cassidy punch a priest.
No,
Me too.
I don't want to see Cassidy punch a priest.
Now
I'm a holy man too, please.
I know you did not just insult my dear friend Palomino.
He says,
Palomino is just as alive as you are, and is not a scab.
That
He works for a living.
When you said it makes it sound like Palomino really is a Frankenstein-esque, Kafka-esque monster. Palomino, to be clear, he's a centaur. He was born that way. It's perfectly natural where he comes from.
No, it's totally a curse.
"Ah! A deformity. I do apologize, sir. We have...
Tell me with my hooves if you wanna.
There are many amongst our own kind who have had to struggle with deformity in recent years. I understand your
I was
pain.
talking about the curse. Stop. Why are you...
Why are you
I was
here,
not-
then, and why are your unliving companions seemingly immune to the power of Sigada?
There's no polite
I
way to
am
answer
totally
that, sir.
alive.
They're good, and me being a priest myself, I have blessed them because
Yes,
they wish
you,
to be reformed.
you showed me the light
Yeah.
to the point where I can stand in sunlight now.
Yeah. Of your god Sagala, did you say? Yes, same religion, absolutely.
Oh,
I like-
man.
I Ching
Okay,
Yin
I'm
is
sorry,
just
but
kind of
Sigala-
shaking her head.
Cigala is a brand of rice here in Portugal.
Yes, your
He's
god is so right.
Fantastic. It's a DJ,
He,
to the best of my knowledge.
He lowers the symbol, and he says, Sigada.
Sagada, yes, of course.
You may not yet be aware, brother. It is but only some time previously that this was the Church of Avacyn, but Avacyn herself betrayed her chosen people.
That's
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
That's
That's rough.
That's rough,
unexpected. But there's a new archangel now who is not murdering people, so positives.
It was the foul beast that now lives in the moon that corrupted Avacyn, and Sigada was immune to
There's
this
a
corruption.
beast in the moon now.
what? Hang on, if you believe that we're from the same place, we know all this, so why are you telling us it?
I presumed that you were from far away. Your strange mode of dress indicates that perhaps you are not from around the most central of places in this land.
Yeah,
of Innistrad.
I am a little interested. There's a beast in the moon now.
Yes, a horrid fish-like creature with many tentacles. It corrupted many honest men and women on Innistrad, and many of the foul beasts that roam the countryside were whipped up into a frenzy and given strange mutations.
Sounds pretty cool. Sad we missed
That's
it.
fucking horrifying.
Many people died. It was not cool.
That sounds horrifying, actually.
Yeah.
People died, it was not cool.
The Church of Avacyn was corrupted, and many of the parishioners that we were entrusted to protect were murdered by our own hands.
Wait. Wasn't there some a geist? There was a geist of a saint.
Ah, you speak of St. Traft. Yes, the Order of St. Traft now exists to prevent such things from occurring again.
Oh, the ghost didn't become corrupted. Okay, fantastic.
None of the Geists appeared to be corrupted, but Geists are very dangerous upon their own.
Yeah.
Anyway, I suppose that you might well know all about Geists, given that I imagine that you are of the same stock as the Geist who was seemingly able to step in here unabated.
You want to tell us about that one?
Yeah, tell us about that one.
We might be hunting that one.
Yeah, we're maybe looking for
Look,
this-
we're here in your lands looking for someone who has nothing but evil desires. And
If you
anything-
seek truly evil individuals in Innistrad, you will not have to walk for very far.
this one's a little special.
Very well. I was visited mere hours ago, in fact, by 3 individuals. One who appeared to be some sort of half-werewolf man, capable of speech
Right.
in wolvish form.
Yes, those 3 are the ones we're tracking.
Yes, you speak of the half-werewolf man, the Geist in strange dress, and the seemingly human individual whose eyes belied a great evil, and whom I suspected of necromancy.
Something like that. Yes,
Yeah.
them.
yeah.
You seek to pursue them, to
Yeah.
murder them.
Yeah,
we
they're
seek to kill them, but
they are incredibly bad people. You
Yeah.
know, if you helped them in any way, shape, or form,
don't.
you know,
Dejum don't.
I desire
we
not
might
to
not look
help
upon
them.
you favorably.
I gave them directions to where they wished to go to, but this was merely to save my own skin and that of my church and its
Fair
parishioners.
enough.
That's fair.
I can atone for my sin by sending you, their hunters, after them.
Yeah.
They are
cool.
traveling to Selhoff, the coastal town.
Okay. Did you did they say anything about why?
The necromancer attempted to speak further on why, but I was not interested to hearing his justifications for his evil behavior.
Fair enough.
I would imagine, however, that if they are traveling to Selhoff, it is because they wish to consort with necro-alchemists.
So how much do you know about Seloth?
It is a coastal town. It struggles to deal with the Nebelgast, the great mist of geists that comes in rolling off the sea.
Oh dear. So
Many
necro
necro-alchemists live there so that they may gather the geists for their fiendish experiments. The gathering is quite legal and even encouraged by the church in such a place, but unfortunately what they then do with these geists is frequently unpleasant.
So okay, thank you. The guy we mentioned has the necromancer you were talking to. He is very much necromancy based, I suppose. He's got some kind of device that can just like absorb geists, you call them. Well, I'm probably just call them spirits, which is the same thing, really.
These devices I am very familiar with. Most of the necro-alchemists use such things.
All right, thank you for that. Now we know where to go. We'll do what we can, but I have a feeling this is not going to be pleasant for anyone involved.
Selhoff is directly south of here. You may need to travel through the Morkrut swamp. I would tell you to be careful. It is to be a full moon tonight when night falls.
That sounds ominous. How many werewolves are still around?
In Selhoff and Morkrut Swamp, you should find very few werewolves, but the full moon is also when the Nebelgast is at its most powerful.
What's a navel gas?
It's you know how there's like tides on the ocean? It's like that, but it brings ghosts.
And a great
Oh.
mist that obscures
Sorry.
A
many
mist
sorry,
full of
I'm-
ghosts. Yes, that.
I misheard. Yeah.
It's bad. It's just gonna really suck if we have to deal with them at the same time as these 3. Okay. Well, time's a wasting. Let's get going.
Go stab a ghost. Let's go.
Oh, Jesus, man. Banshees are Just like out of character, my mind goes back to Morkra. I've heard that before. Like, oh, Morkra Banshee, the one that's fucking horrifying. All right, thank you for your time, old priest. We'll bring these ne'er-do-wells to justice.
Praise Simba.
You're gonna get this name right one day. I know it.
I hope that you are brought back into the fold of Sagada and the host of Herons at some point, my brother. It appears that much of your devotion is out of date.
Honestly, that'd be so funny if we ended up being like,
Sigala is just an outdated name.
I want...
I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't know how this would be handled in real life, because generally speaking, an entire, like, religious infrastructure doesn't just straight up change who its god is. Not without, like, massive reformation that frequently changes the entire aesthetic of the religion.
Yeah. Although,
But do you worship Catholic cicada or Protestant cicada?
Like, just imagine, like, the whole of, like, Anglicanism suddenly deciding that God is cancelled, actually, and that we're all going to worship St. Peter.
God is cancelled. We all worship Zeus now.
God is over.
Well, no, because like, it's still, like, somebody from the mythology of the same religion, but it's like, Sagada was the leader of the host of Herons, which was, like, one of the 5 or 6 flights that Avacyn... 4? Was it 4 flights? Sure.
Yeah.
That Avacyn was, like,
but we don't talk
head
about,
of.
like, the 4th flight, which was bad.
Sure, yeah, Avacyn destroyed one of the flights, so there were actually 3 flights, practically. And the host of Herons was the only one that survived. So, like, there was
two performed a fusion dance.
Yeah, there was a religious, like, cataclysm, and God turned evil, and Jesus turned into some sort of horrible John Carpenter's The Thing thing. So now everybody worships St. Peter because he's like, you know, he's the best guy left. Like
he's like.
Hashtag God is over party.
Like, that straight up doesn't happen in real life religions.
Well, good news. They probably just said all of it. And they're like, okay, we're just going to have the exact same thing as normal. We'll just change the name.
Actually, you know what? I suppose in this structure, Sorin is ultimately God because he created Avacyn, which means that it's Jesus who's cancelled, and God's just not around anymore. And it was Peter who turned into the horrible, like, John Carpenter thing. So I guess we're all worshipping, like, fuck, who's next? Like, Mary Magdalena? Like, someone like that.
Well, we're going to head out to the swamp, I guess.
This is so cursed.
I'm sorry that we're doing heresy in front of you, Citro.
Citro very religious.
Not really.
No, Citro's, Portugal, Catholic country.
Yeah.
Hi, Citro's mom.
But no, it's okay.
I do want it on the record that I was using this example as, like, a case of that doesn't happen in real life religion. Like, there's no reason why that would happen, which is why we don't have a frame of reference for this.
Also, I think the Irish are more Catholic than Portuguese people.
Yeah, the Irish are rarely Portuguese people. It's true.
That's not fair. You can be Irish Portuguese.
Yes, but it's not
Proper
very
Irish.
common. He said it was rare.
Like a shiny Pokemon card.
They're
more Catholic.
They're Catholic squares.
Yeah, Catholic squared.
Okay.
Right, anyway.
Too much.
Anyway. So what you're doing now?
Murdering a swamp.
Okay.
carving her way across the map of Innistrad like some kind of horrible creature under the full moon.
So we're walking through the swamp.
Okay, I said full moon. It is daytime currently. It is like
Well,
it is the
fantastic.
morning. I mean, on
Fantastic,
Innistrad, on Innistrad, that doesn't actually mean very much. It's very overcast. It's quite dark, but it is daytime, and you can see where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll be fine. We won't have some horrible banshees in like ridiculous evening wear coming to kill us.
Mhm.
Look,
So-
I'm gonna keep dragging that card. Like, what the fuck is she wearing?
Wait, which card?
Morkrut Banshee.
Oh, okay, I gotta fucking look up
No,
Morkrut
no,
Banshee now.
Yeah,
Slut
it is-
shame, the Morkrut Banshee.
No, it is.
Give me a
We're walking through the
fucking
swamp.
Scryfall link. Nobody cares about Gatherer, Google. You have to understand. Nobody gives a shit. Like, I don't understand why Scryfall has
It's
like.
in the Discord, and it's lingerie.
Yeah, like.
Huh.
Yeah. I have like the higher res image actually. I like post that.
Please.
Hey, not bad cat.
She
Hey, you know,
she got her titties out. It's
Uh-huh.
that it's
I mean-
it's a look.
There
No,
were some
I mean-
priorities taken with this.
I didn't know if you were a ghost. I didn't know there were like ghost like plastic surgeons. She got her titties did. Good for her.
I mean, like,
you know.
here's the thing, right? Is I kind of presume that the idea is because on Innistrad, banshees are a kind of geist, right? Like they used to be people. So I got to presume that she died with her titties out, right? Like,
Okay, so, like
like
I
that.
mean, they're not house. They're
idea
very
behind-
they're very squished.
the idea behind banshees on Innistrad were that like they die from like a grudge, and they're just mad about that because they're black aligned ghosts, so they're just like the grudge bearing ones.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So,
Maybe she got a
the fact that
grudge.
she- yeah, the fact that she died wearing this gives me like gives me corpse bride jokes.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, aside from being gothic horror, Innistrad is very Regency based, so I could totally believe that, like, she had some, like, Jane Austen era bullshit going on, where, like, I don't know, maybe the guy she wanted to marry turned
Yeah.
her down, and she just fucking died of anger, and, like, that's what she's mad about.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, she's got a noose around her neck, so she was probably executed for being a witch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she probably
If you're
execute for
gonna
the crowd.
die because
Really great titties.
No,
actually.
no, guys, she was killed for Twitch stream crimes. She was Twitch
Oh,
streaming,
no.
and she had a bit of cleavage out, and then they executed for being against Twitch terms of service.
We can talk about Big Titty Ghost GFs all night. I'm coming back for it after the game, 100%.
But
Kill
let's
things.
let's go onwards. I mean, we actually can. I've just realised that like everybody in this game likes the titty to some extent. And then we have Richard, who I actually believe is our resident hetero, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Stuart
yes, I
Larry.
apologize.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we're actively doing tokenism violence to you at the moment.
I've met many beautiful, wonderful men, but the spark just isn't there for me. I like girls. Someday I hope to come into my parents. Wait, no shit.
We're being mean. I'm sorry. Let's go.
I have a child. That's
You
all I'm
do.
gonna
You
say.
do. Like, yeah, look at me.
But
I'm
also-
Richard. I'm biologically successful.
I have two dads, so you know.
Anyway, I've just edited the Discord widget because I noticed that you were slightly cut off at the bottom. I'm also now going to flash up somebody's signature spell because I feel like I've accidentally moved the like part of the overlay. Whose have we already shown?
Mine,
Oh yeah, we've already shown yours, so I can flash that up.
which was a mistake in hindsight, but I felt like it might be necessary.
If I like, where's the card overlay? Oh, I haven't moved the card overlay because it's actually locked, so that's actually fine. It's too big. Should I like zoom it in like that. Yeah, just about. Nice. It doesn't quite work, I don't think, but whatever. So yeah, you're traveling through the Morkrat swamp. I should probably make you have an encounter in here.
Titty Banshee, Titty Banshee,
Titty Banshee, Titty Banshee,
Banshee.
Titty Banshee.
Titty Banshee, Titty Banshee.
Banshee.
Hey, if you want a fucking titty banshee, you're gonna get one. Let me look through. Banshee's in the monster manual.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. There's straight up banshees. Like they're a thing.
Titty Banshee.
Why is my
Rest in peace.
why is my brain just blanked on the Banshee image in the monster manual? I don't.
She
ain't cute.
she don't got titty like the Innistrad one does. She has like one eye open.
That's because Innistrad is just like turn all gothic tropes up to 11, including big titty goth girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sure. No. The monster manual. Well, the monster manual claims that banshees can only be made out of elves, which means that she is moderate titty, presumably because she's small, and she got pointy ears and stuff, and like a latticed skin, which I think is supposed to be like veins, but that's not how veins work. And she's just bone
It's
white.
still scary, so I'll take it.
And she got one eye open. So, but no, the banshee that you encounter is more.
Also, like, skinny elves are cowardice.
Skinny elves are cowardice.
That's a skinny.
I mean, yeah, I heard what you said. I was just like, okay.
It's true.
I think there can be skinny elves. It's when like elves are just magically skinny is then you have a problem. It's like. But yeah, no. It's you encounter a banshee. She looks a bit more like the Morkrat banshee, or what are these other banshees you've posted? I think these are banshees from other sets, so I'm not going to say it looks like
They are.
looks like the Morkrat banshee. In fact, you encounter two of them.
Well, shit.
They are drifting through the
Quick,
swamp
everyone
together.
act dead. They don't really bother people without souls. Cassie says, not realizing that all of us have souls. Because we all have sparks. You know, fuck.
I should mention, I guess just in case any of Maxi's like Vorthos friends are watching, I am aware that Brandon Sanderson has introduced into the Magic the Gathering universe a concept by which non-souled beings may be able to gain sparks without actively being given them the way Khan was. But that hasn't yet been shown to have happened in a way that we can like properly codify. So we're just sort of glazing over it in cases where it'd be weird.
Alrighty. Cassie's gonna try to like do his best to like crouch down amongst like the reeds and like the plants and try to see if he can like, if we don't move, maybe they won't notice us.
Okay. I mean, I guess this would be a group stealth check if everybody is doing that. If nobody's doing that except Cassidy, I think that's just Cassidy looks a bit thick.
Yeah, it's okay if Cassie looks dumb. It is totally fine for Cassie to look stupid. Well, they won't know he's there, so that's okay.
You know what? Yeah, Dujon will join in. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all just sort of shrug in one by one.
Go, yeah, sure. If Cassidy said so.
What check is this? Sorry.
Stealth.
Stealth.
It's a group stealth check.
That's a 14 for me.
14 is good. 15, which is what Richard got, is good. 23 and 21 are also good, which are what Beth and Maxie got.
But it doesn't actually matter what I get.
No, but roll anyway because I think it will be funny. And the fiction will
18.
change depending on what you get. An 18, okay. I think you all just managed to play dead until the banshees just sort of drift off into the swamp.
Fantastic then.
And then the banshees turn around and start drifting towards you.
Oh no.
Well,
I think I Ching-yin turned into a little fox and then sort of like lay on her back, her paws in the air,
No.
lifelessly.
The banshees start drifting over the top of you. And as soon as they get like a certain distance away from you, they turn around, seemingly angry, and like begin drifting back towards you.
They're doing the best to find them.
It seems perhaps they know that you're here, and they know the general direction you're in, but they don't know your exact location. Almost as if that's an ability that they have.
sneak attack.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, yeah, sure. As one of them is
Wait,
drifting over you. What?
No, that would totally work, actually.
Why?
I had an idea.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll just attack normally, I suppose. I don't have sneak attack, so I'll just stab.
Well, okay, here's the thing. You don't have sneak attack, the rogue move, but y'all could try and surprise the banshees.
Yeah. What is the thing they're using? Is it like detects like living things or some shit?
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll read the ability to you. It's called Detect Life. The Banshee can magically sense the presence of living creatures up to 5 miles away. She knows the general direction they're in, but not their exact locations.
That aren't undead or constructs.
It doesn't say that, but it does say living creatures, so I have to presume that that counts.
Ooh.
So,
That's very funny.
So yeah, undead and constructs she would not be able to find unless they were also alive.
So flesh golems are good, but everything else,
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I don't know. I feel like cyborgs
Let's
would
surprise
probably,
the titty banshee.
Sure. You leap up. I guess there would be some sort of saving throw involved, like a wisdom save or something, to determine if they were surprised or not.
Sure.
Do I got dice here, or did I put all my dice in my dice bag? I think I put all my dice in the dice bag. So we will say. Fuck! I don't know how you do this. Let me look at the player's handbook and see if there's like a set of rules for this. If the adventurers encounter a hostile creature or group, the DM determines whether the adventurers or their foes might be surprised when combat erupts. See Chapter 9 for more about surprise. I determine who might be surprised. If neither side tries to be stealthy, they automatically notice each other. Otherwise, the DM compares the dexterity/stealth checks of anyone hiding with the passive perception score of each creature on the opposing side. Alright, I mean, you all got scores that mean that you would surprise them, so I think you're able to leap up. Or maybe just rise up behind them and surprise them. So roll initiative. And they will both be surprised for the first round.
Alrighty.
Okay, yeah, let me get my my writing down thingy. Where's my pen?
I've been playing MTG a lot with a couple friends because they just grabbed them, and we encountered a banshee in that, and it fucking wiped us. So now I have like post-traumatic stress disorder involving banshees.
What have you been playing? Sorry.
AD&D, second edition.
Oh, okay.
And they're just like, oh, banshee whale, save or die. I'm like,
even in 5th edition, they're one of the relatively low-level monsters that can kill, like, just wipe the party straight off. Like,
It's very,
Can they?
very true.
Yeah.
They're pretty dangerous. They have like one quite dangerous ability. I think you
Yeah.
probably should be out of challenge rating range for it, but still, watch out. Where the fuck have I put my pen?
Hey, we all wanted titty banshees. I even chanted titty banshee, knowing that I've killed a player character with one of these before.
Yeah,
I killed one of
it's
Alexa's
not-
characters.
Yeah,
before.
but it's save versus take damage rather than like save versus 150 damage. Like what?
It's a thing, and immediately you're knocked unconscious by it, and you have to start doing.
Yeah, I straight up forgot
saving
that you
throws.
did that. I was
I've got
like,
some bad news. It doesn't do that.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
I like how
Okay,
it-
fine.
yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
but like that's still not that bad compared to. Just,
I mean, no, I don't think it is. I think death is gentler in 5th edition overall.
oh, absolutely,
Um,
very, very, very much so.
It's
because we
gentler.
need to actually play the game.
Right, yeah, you can play the game and still die. You can die and play the game. Me and you have different opinions on death in
I'm just saying the jump from 2nd to 5th was.
absolutely.
Much harsher.
Like, 2nd edition, it's like a fucking meat grinder.
I mean, the weirdest thing is that of the older editions, I feel like 2nd edition is actually the edition that 5th edition is most similar to.
Yeah, you know why? Because no one could fucking understand 1st edition.
There is that. There were a lot of bad choices in 1st edition, but 2nd edition had its own bad choices, which I will talk about at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Like, hey, what's your class, elf?
Yeah. Actually, like
Wait, what?
AD&D 2E should have like fixed that. You're thinking of OD&D.
Oh, I might be.
But AD&D 2E had 9 magic schools because there was lesser divination and greater divination because the spell copy spell was lesser divination, and if you made that greater divination, there were kinds of wizards who could only cast from one school, which meant that you could otherwise become a kind of wizard who couldn't learn spells. It was so stupid. I was just like, just make it not a spell to learn a spell. Like, why is this so difficult for you? Anyway, I straight up do not know where I have put my pen, so I guess I am using my pencil, which is annoying. Anyway, your initiatives. Oh god. I guess I got to roll these initiatives as well. What is the bonus that the Banshees have? Okay, so we have highest initiative is I think Cassidy on 13, and then sorry, I opened my email client by accident. I misclicked. So that noise is on the stream forever, I guess. We have Dujom on 11. We have Palomino on 10. We have Banshee 1 on 8. Or let's call it Banshee A so I don't get confused. And we have so that's 8. We have 6 for Solitude. Is on 6, and then we have I Ching Yin and Banshee B are on 4 together.
Oh, we all rolled fucking garbage, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
didn't bring it.
Okay, so first up is Cassidy.
All right. Cassidy is going to charge in and just fucking hack with his blade twice, and then shoot her.
Okay, do that, I guess.
Alrighty.
Hang on. Well, sorry. Describe again what you're doing.
I am attacking Banshee A.
Okay. And with what weapons?
I'm using my flamey sword
Okay.
and my crossbow.
Is your crossbow magical?
No, so they do have resistance.
Yes. But the flamey sword should be good. Oh. Except
aren't they resistant to fire too?
they are, but isn't that bonus damage on top of the slashing?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So
Yes. So
they're resistant to the fire, but not to the slashing.
Okay, so oh goodness. So the first attack is 21.
21 hits, yeah.
It is a 19, and then both attacks I get a bonus shot with the crossbow. Oh, that didn't go so hot. That's a 13 and a 12 with the crossbow.
A 13 and a 12 both hit, actually.
Oh, fucking rad. Okay.
So, do you want to do the sword's slashing damage first, and then all the other damage it's
all the
resistant
other
to?
damage next, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is my pack weapon, so I'm a critical modifier to the damage, which is fucking rad. So that's 10 damage, and then 8 damage.
Is this Banshee A or Banshee B?
A.
Okay. So, 10 damage, and then does that 8 get halved to 4? Or is that already halved?
No, the 8 is from the second attack because of Thirsting Blade.
Okay. So then...
And now the rest of it gets halved. I'll just add it all together because it's the same damage dice.
Basically, yeah.
Well, it's all d6s, so just use that.
Alright, yeah, sure, do it.
26, 25. Oh, God. 25. Do you want to round up or down?
When I run games, we always round up.
Okay, so 13 total.
Okay. I don't personally think it particularly matters whether you round up or round down, as long as you consistently do that between the players and the monsters. Because, if you round down, it's bad, but also monsters round down. But if you round up, it's good, but also monsters round up. So, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. Who is next? It is Dujon.
I'll put actually as a bonus action beforehand, I'll put Hunter's Mark on the one I'm fighting. Why not?
Okay. It has Hunter's Mark.
Yes, which basically means I deal more damage.
Sure. Dujon.
I'm gonna think.
Oh, it's God, all my things are bonus actions. I hate it.
Okay. So we've got 2 banshees here. I've got a new hammer I want to try.
Ooh. Bring the hammer down.
That's...
This is excellent television.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hit Banshee A with my hammer.
Okay, with the Sunbringer?
Yeah, I'm going to throw that.
Sunforger, rather.
Yeah. I'm throwing that.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Oh, shit. Okay. Shit, girl.
He's wearing, evening wear. What armor do you think she's
That is
have?
true. So that is 6 damage.
Yeah. and
Radiant.
That's just straight up 6 damage. This was Banshee A, right?
Yeah. And then I am going to use my other attack to kick the other Banshee in the head.
Alright. Your foot doesn't count as a magical weapon unless you reach the level where you get the monk ability that says it is.
So it's a magic weapon then.
Okay. I didn't know if you had or not. I actually.
I had, yes. It's a magic weapon.
Okay.
You get the magic hands.
Okay, that is 16.
That hits.
Okay, cool. And that is 5 damage.
Sure.
It was alright. We did it. It was fine.
Next up is Palomino.
All right, our wonderful centaur.
Sorry, some problems unmuting. And my mom is here. So
Hi, Citra's
Palomino is
mom.
going to attack Banshee A as well.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, yeah.
Can you guys hear me right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to interrupt you because you're our
No,
special
it's just I
friend.
heard some voice-like noises and I thought you were talking.
I mean, I was saying okay. Like do your attack.
Okay. She's laughing at me.
I'm leaving. Bye-bye. Nice.
Night. That was Citra's mom, everybody. So Palomino is going to attack with two crossbow shots.
Okay. So you're attacking A, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 23 to hit.
Yeah. Obviously a 23 to hit hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and that's 1 plus 3, 4. And my second attack is also the same thing. I'm really sorry, my keyboard just crossbow. So my second attack. Oops, okay, so that's a miss. It's a 7.
Yeah, that won't hit.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's it.
So how much damage in total?
4.
Okay. It would be Banshee A, but she's surprised, so we don't get that. Solitude.
I'm gonna make 2 stab. I will go for just whichever Banshee is closest at any given moment.
Which Banshee is? I think you get to decide which Banshee is closest.
Banshee B.
All right, sure.
Solitude leaps up, stabs into Banshee with the ghost blade.
Okay. I mean, that you get sneak attack because somebody's attacked Banshee B. Dujon has, if nobody else. And also she's surprised actually. So I think that counts anyway. If I've been
26.
doing surprise wrong, hold on, I gotta look up and make sure that I ain't doing surprise wrong. Because
They stop being surprised on their turn, but they don't get to take their turn in the round. They just stop being surprised at that point.
Yes, you can't take a reaction until your turn ends.
It's a 15 without advantage. It's a 26 with.
Both of those will hit, so I guess it doesn't matter. Unless you got a crit, which you didn't.
The only question is, do I get sneak attack damage?
Yes, you do get sneak attack damage because we're not relying on advantage. Dujom is within 5 feet. He has to be, you see, unless he has like a 6-foot long leg.
Yeah. He's a normal heighted human being.
You don't have the stretchy leg.
23 damage overall then.
Okay, what kind of damage and with what weapon?
The Ghost Blade is magical damage, so...
Yes. Oh, hold on.
Ghost Fire Blade, magic weapon, plus 2 dagger.
These count as ghost. Doesn't the Ghost Fire Blade have like
yes, I would have advantage anyway, yeah.
Yeah, alright. Sure, in that case you had advantage. I mean, they're just typed medium undead in the monster manual, but they are explicitly on Innistrad a type of ghost, so I think that's probably fair. Also, I think maybe like what did I actually make it say? Attack rolls made with the Ghost Fire Blade against ghosts and other spirits, which I think is a pretty good catch-all, have advantage. Yeah. So yeah, how much damage did you say?
Vodka Golem.
23?
23 overall, yes.
I can't do maths. Okay. Yes, if you attacked a vodka golem, I would allow it just because it's funny. Next up is I Ching Yin, and it would be Banshee B, but she ain't got shit to do.
I will stop being a fox as my action. And then I will cast Shield of Faith on Dujum as a bonus action.
Cool.
So Dujum, you get +2 to your AC.
Oof.
And that's me.
Sorry, what did you do?
I stopped being a fox as an action, and then I cast Shield of Faith on Dujum as a bonus action.
Nice. Top of the order again, it's Cassidy.
Alrighty. Cassidy is going to stab the Banshee A again, and then shoot Banshee B with his thing instead of wasting his crossbow bolts on the Banshee B. So 2 sword attacks on Banshee A.
Okay.
Okay. So far, I think both those hit. Lowest was a 13.
Okay. I would like you to roll those now, given that these are at least partially unresisted damage.
Yes. I'll do that now. That's 16 damage.
16, sure.
And then that's 4d6 fire damage to it. 13, which goes to 6.
7.
7.
Half 13 rounded up is 7. You kill Banshee A.
And then Banshee B gets hit by 2 shooting attacks, which each do 1d6 plus 4. Okay, so 9 damage to Banshee B.
9 damage to Banshee B. Okay. That's already halved, right?
Yeah, that's halved.
Next up is Dujom.
So we got a Banshee here.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to, the Radiant Hammer reforms. I'm going to throw that at her.
Yes, the hammer has reforged in your hand.
Yeah. And this is the one that was fun. This is the one I threw it to originally, wasn't it?
No, this is the one you kicked.
All right. Okay. Well, first then I'm gonna kick her. I'm gonna kick her again.
Okay.
So otherwise this doesn't make biological sense. So that's a 15 plus a.
Everybody knows that in order to hit someone with a hammer, you first have to kick them.
That's a 15 plus a 6, so that's a 21.
That hits.
And that is 8 damage. And as I kick her, I like do a flip over, and then I throw my hammer at her like while I'm in the midair before I do a landing. For the aesthetic.
That's cool as hell. I'm gonna type it as like 2 separate attacks that happen in a more traditionally like natural.
Yes. That is 24 to hit.
24 to hit. Will hit, yes.
Mm-hmm. And that is another 8 damage. So 16 altogether.
Okay. Yeah. Palomino's turn. There remains 1 Banshee.
So that's him hitting for. Can I please get my keyboard to actually work because. Okay, attack. So I rolled an 8 plus 6, 14. Does that hit?
14 hits, yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, so 7 plus 3, 10 damage, and for my second attack, also with the crossbow. A 19 and 7 damage, 17 total.
Okay, you kill the other ghost, the other Banshee. I'm not going to bother checking if that's magic damage or not, because even halved it will kill her.
It's magic.
You did it.
That's why I'm using my crossbow.
Okay. Well, yeah, both of the Banshees are dead. Now,
Yay.
let us all agree that you will never ask me for Titty Banshee again.
I don't know about that one.
At least not for a while.
Okay.
Titty Banshee in the cube.
I mean,
post Titty Banshee.
Titty Banshee, I guess, has got to be in the post game set. I already did like a couple of cards for like stuff from Lorado for Matt, so now Titty Banshee's got to be there. I think possibly I would have to rename her something slightly more
PG-13.
Yeah, something that alludes to her being a Titty Banshee, but not.
Some Banshee.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah,
that's good.
You can have as the flavor text. Great chest ahead.
No, because that sort of undoes the. Anyway, you proceed southward, I presume. You don't want to stop in the middle of Murkrot Swamp. There ain't nothing here. The day range is on. It's getting dark.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you finally arrive at Selhoff, it is probably like 7 p.m. roundabout so, and it is getting properly dark. So I was going to draw a map of Selhoff, and then I sort of ran out of time. So I have drawn a map of Selhoff, but it's just for my own use, and it's not. It sort of indicates that to the east you can see this huge. I think calling it a mountain would be overstating it, but it's this enormous headland rock that faces the sea, and then you see that Selhoff is roughly divided into 3 different districts that go up the hill next to the rock. At the top, you have like a district that is full of like these weird towers that just sort of, stretch up into the sky. They're all different styles and kinds. And then in the middle, you have like what appears to be like terraces of fairly nice-looking houses. And then right at the bottom, next to the docks, which you can see stretching out into the water, there's a sort of shanty almost. Like, it's a little better than that. There are some like multi-story buildings, but they're obviously unkempt. They would appear to be the poor district. So yeah, you just sort of stand on the hill above this, and that's Selhoff. And I had music for this as well. Let me play the music for Selhoff itself. I was going to do like lots more music, but Selhoff itself is all I found music for. So yeah, it's getting dark, and let's put the volume to 10. You can see the mist out on the sea is already beginning to roll in towards the docks of Selhoff, and within it there are many writhing forms. The moon is just beginning to rise behind you. Behind
Cassidy,
you walked south to the side of you.
Can you do the thing?
What thing?
The magical checking in on Sathram thing.
Oh, right. I will cast my. I feel like the aesthetic of this is that like he uses like
No, you don't have that back yet.
Oh, okay.
Because it hasn't been a day.
In that case, I will use my the spinning pin I got.
Okay. It has stopped spinning, and it is actually pointing towards the town of Selhoff.
Well, whatever we're looking for is gonna be in this town, so let's get going.
Don't know how much time we're gonna have.
Oh, this doesn't look pleasant, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure we can handle it.
Let's move. I meant to make myself a coffee and I forgot.
Alright, where are you going in Selhoff?
Let's follow this weird marker thing again.
Okay. You follow the marker down through Middle Selhoff, down various streets. People just sort of look at you sidelong, and like scurry inside their houses and shut their doors as you pass by. And
Gotta say, I'm not really used to that.
And when you get to, you realize that you've passed down through Middle Selhoff, and now you're in Lower Selhoff, where the houses are much less well maintained. The mist has already almost engulfed the docks. You can see the Nebelgeist is pulling in, but you eventually find somewhere in the west of Lower Selhoff that the pointer is pointing into what appears to be a dilapidated and abandoned house.
Well, inward we go, I suppose.
Just like being at home.
You enter inside, and you find that the pointer itself is pointing to a singular spot in the middle of the floor of the living room.
Floorboards?
Well,
Yeah, let's try there.
So like wooden floorboards?
yeah, wooden floorboards, kind of rotten. They've been exposed to seawater quite a lot.
Try and pry that shit up.
I don't think you even need to skill check for that. They very easily come up. You notice that the nails are all rusted through. And as you pull them back, you find a little orange bottle.
What have we here?
I will post it. For fuck's sake, I'm always on the wrong channel when I go to put a thing into Discord, so I will post it here. And I will also put it on the stream for people to look at. There we go. There is the elixir of immortality. Does anybody need me to read out the item description for them?
But we wouldn't know what it is.
I
Oh,
suppose.
that's very tiny text. Please.
All right. I think when you lift up the elixir, because it's such a special magical item, you just sort of get an intuitive understanding of how it's used. It's a bottle with a wax cap on it and a rose inside a honey-like orange mixture in it, and it's called the elixir of immortality. It says, when you drink the elixir, you gain all the benefits of having just finished a long rest, except those pertaining to other magical items. Your exhaustion level is reduced to 0, and each negative effect you are experiencing that could be removed by Dispel Magic or Greater Restoration is removed. Then the bottle refills and disappears into the blind eternities. It may come back to you again if you really need its help, but who knows?
Well, let's stash that away for now. Let's see. Problem is, my personal trick for finding our prey isn't going to be much help here because there's a bunch of humanoids here. Let's see what we can find. What if we just...
Well, I'm not from around here, but you spent time in Innistrad, yes, Cassie?
Yeah. I've been in the city before, but it's... I don't think I have any contacts or anything here, though.
Where do people typically congregate to
Churches,
capture
mainly.
these ghosts?
Churches, mainly. I'm sure if you, further inland on the quarters, I'm sure we could find. We're looking for necroalchemists. We can probably just start there.
Sounds good.
Look for any things that've got a lightning rods on top. That generally means the person's a necroalchemist.
Sathram's crew stands out, so if anyone's seen a dog-headed man, sure, we're going to hear that.
It's true.
Let's get Sathram hunt.
Yeah, I guess we'll begin our search.
Looking for spoopy Frankenstein lightning rods and people who look like plague doctors, presumably. I don't know.
Okay, so what are you looking for specifically?
I guess what we're looking for is let's see. We could try like just asking people, see if they've seen a dog-headed man.
Okay.
Like, investigate, I guess.
That will probably be difficult.
Okay.
Because pretty much all of the people who are out in the streets are now indoors.
All right.
But yeah, you can roll like perception, I guess.
Okay, sure. That's an 18.
Okay. I think as you end up travelling down Geistmarch Street at the other end of Lower Selhoff, with the mist beginning to thicken around you, you see a door slam shut ahead of you, and there's a lit lamp outside this domicile.
I will.
You also see like a ratty curtain move in a window.
I guess we'll approach. Why not?
Okay, you're standing outside this rundown house.
I'll knock on the door.
You hear, "Go away!"
We just want to ask a question. That's all.
The curtain shifts a little bit. I'm not afraid. I know the tricks of you and your sort.
I'm not a spirit. I just want to ask a question.
Well, ask your question, but I can't guarantee I'll answer it.
That's fine. You don't even have to open the door. In the last day, did you see a dog-headed man come through here?
Yes.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I know where his boss was trying to get to.
Where was that?
Well, she says, "Wait, is this a trick?"
No, we're hunting him. He's done nothing but bad, and he's gonna do nothing but bad so long as he's here. So, it's your best interest to help us get rid of him as soon as possible.
Well, look, I don't want any trouble. I've got kiddies in here.
Yeah, well, we'll vanish the minute you tell us.
Well, they were trying to find Vigramose workshop.
All right, that's a start. You don't happen to know where that is, do you?
No, but if you go find old Mossman in the middle town, he used to work for Vigramose, so he might know.
All right. Thank you.
Please get gone. You're frightening the kids. But you in the back there. I'm sorry for what they've done to you, and I hope they catch the stitcher what did it.
They keep doing it.
Why?
Now please leave.
Let me
Little
just sigh.
Do you mind if perhaps I come in?
I'm not opening the door to anyone. Not on a full moon with the nebel gas coming in. You open the door, the mist comes in.
I am a completely normal, if stupid, human.
Well, I can tell you're stupid. Why are you outside? Why are you out of doors on a night like this?
We're looking for someone, a bad person.
It's not the time to be looking for people. It's not safe.
Well, I mean, okay, fine.
Come on, let's get going.
I'll not be expecting to see you in the morning if you stay out all night. Nebelgast will come in, and that'll be the last they see of you.
Come on, let's get going.
Do people in Innistrad just stitch horses and why?
Look, it's been done. It's been done before. Look, stitches are people who put two dead bodies together and kind of make them go. It wouldn't be that surprising for them to put a horse and a man together. I've seen worse.
So I don't really look that weird for people.
You're not. It's just Innistrad's a weird place. Anything that isn't human looking is probably a monster.
Trust me, pal. You look completely natural, beautiful even. You've got this. You've got a lovely coat in it. It's very soft and, you know.
I love how instantly supportive we all are of Palapino.
Yeah.
Because Palapino keeps going to bad places. Right, come on, let's go find that person I talked about. Midtown, eh? All right.
I gotta. Perry doesn't have like a thing where she can loop song. Richard has to briefly duck out because baby. He will be back in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
Aww,
baby hurt.
Poor baby.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no, bleedy baby. I hope she is better soon.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I missed a few minutes there, but yeah. Sorry, just kind of took the baby and didn't really think about saying in chat. Sorry.
That's fine.
We knocked on a door. There was go away. No, we'll leave as soon as you help us. We're hunting the guy, and then I'm like a blank from there.
You were told that Sathram and his buddies are looking for the workshop of one Vigramos, and that Mossman, who lives... I think actually she would tell you that Mossman lives on Bullock Street in Middle Selloff, used to work for Vigramos, and probably would know more.
Alright, off we go there.
Okay. Well, off you go. I think it takes you some small amount of time to travel through Middle Selloff, especially since Bullock Street is in the east of town. And by the time you get there, you notice that almost a third of Lower Selloff has been consumed by the Nebelgast.
There's a Nebelgast?
The Nebelgast, yeah, the big mist full of ghosts.
Oh yeah, into it, I'm saying. Sorry, maybe there's to talk before later.
Yeah, so at the moment, because you're in the middle town, you are safe from the Nebelgast, but it will keep advancing.
Yeah, we will keep going, I suppose.
Well, yeah, you come to Bullock Street.
I don't see if there's any like signs or anything for that guy.
No. Do
No,
people
like,
do people put up like signs about where you live on your street?
No, like does he have a shop or something?
No, this looks to be a residential street.
Okay. Alright, I suppose it's time to do a little break and entering.
My specialty. Please, allow me.
Alright, don't enter unless, you know, because they're probably just gonna stab you.
Kind of okay with that to a degree.
Good luck.
Obvious points of entry.
Points of entry to what?
What are the obvious points of entry? Doors, windows.
To what? What are you trying to enter?
Whatever the breaking and entering is happening for.
I didn't specify a house yet. We haven't figured out where he is yet.
Oh, sorry, I thought you had something in mind.
So, I guess the problem is that like without, I'm trying to figure out how we can figure out like which house is his.
Just try every house.
No,
Do
we're not
they
gonna
all have lightning rods here?
I don't think he's gonna actually have lightning rods. So, can I make another observation check, I guess?
Yeah, you could do like maybe
Or
perception,
investigate?
maybe investigation. I think investigation would probably involve more like trying to find out by asking people or stuff like that, whereas perception is more just like looking. All right.
I'll do investigate, sure. Oh, fucking rad. 22.
Okay. I guess you just knock on the first door.
Okay.
And you hear a... What do you want?
Alexa, what was the name of the guy we're looking for again?
Mossman.
We're looking for Mossman. Does he live around here?
He sure does. He's at number 7.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it, but you'd better get inside, all of you that's human.
We're all relatively mortal.
Oh, well, it's not safe for you to be outside, then.
We'll be fast.
You'd
Stay
better
safe.
be. Stay
And,
safe.
Stay home.
Stay indoors. That's what I'm gonna do.
Cassidy himself is not particularly frightened of the Nebelgast.
The Nebelgast has now consumed half of Lower Seloff.
Mostly because Cassidy can cheat.
Okay.
Well, Cassidy can fly, so he's like,
that's true.
Yeah.
But can't you only like fly for something like an hour or something, like, or even a minute? I don't even know. There was a limit on how like fast.
Yeah, but it's long enough to get out of the city in England.
I guess, yeah.
Also, technically speaking,
Because
like,
cities in England are small.
Cassidy can also technically drink ghost blood, so like he can do some shenanigans.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to number 7.
All right. You go to number 7, which is just this sort of very nice, well-appointed. Bullock Street is all like these brownstones, and yeah, it's just a nice-looking terraced house.
I guess we'll knock on them again. Knock on his door.
You see a light turn on in the front room, and then from behind the door you see... Who's there?
Bossman.
Oh, no, I know your tricks.
No, is that your name?
I'm not going to tell you that. If you don't know, you can't tempt me out.
I don't want to come out. I don't want you to come out. We're looking... Look, has anyone spoken to you tonight looking for your former boss?
It just so happens that yes. That's very true.
When?
Oh, I'd say hour and a half ago.
Right. Where's your former boss's lab? Because the people you just told where they are all pretty bad. They're gonna bring nothing but bad on your city. So we're hunting them, trying to get rid of them.
Well, if that's all you want to know, then I surely can tell you.
Yes,
please. There's no harm in it. Vigramos is dead these past 2 summers, so that workshop's abandoned. Lots of strange things inside, though. I'd be careful. There's 3 ways into Vigramos's workshop. I told them as much. Don't know which way they took. Do you want to hear about them?
Yes.
So the first way is the way that people would go in if Vigramos gave them permission to enter. And that would be through his tower in Upper Seloff. Of course, it's all been boarded up now, but you can't miss it. It's the red brick one with the iron plating halfway up and the big wide roof for doing necroalchemy on. It's got wooden boards over the door as well, so you'll be able to see. Unless, of course, those wooden boards has been ripped off by somebody entering, in which case, well, I suppose they'd be on the floor, wouldn't they? You go up to the top of the tower, and then there's a secret door in the room at the top of the tower. I say up to the top of the tower, not up to the roof, mind. Just up to the top room. And there's a bookcase in there. There's a secret... I don't remember the tricks to it, but there's a secret door. And then you go into a second staircase that runs parallel to the first staircase, and that will take you down into the workshop proper. Now, it'll take you a wee bit away from the center of the workshop, which is where most of the stuff goes. And there's plenty of horrible things, I think, probably live in that tower at this point, and maybe in the workshop below as well. But that's the main entrance. Do you want to hear about the other 2?
Yes, actually.
Right. If you see the big rock, the big headland rock, over to the east. You see that? I know the Nebelgas is coming in, so you may have some trouble, but it should be big enough yet. Well, there's a lighthouse on the other side of that rock, and next to that lighthouse, on a little plateau, there's an entrance to a set of caves that were used by smugglers in times gone by. That happens to be that smuggler's cave entrance, the cave system connects up somewhere in the bowels of the rock to the subterranean system that Vigramos used for his workshop, so you can get in that way.
Ooh, we might actually go that way.
There is, of course, the third way, but I almost hesitate to tell you about it, given how dangerous it is and how I might be consigning you to an early grave.
Well, we have options, so might as well tell us.
Well, very well. There is a hatch in Middle Sell-Off, close to Blackstone Street, that you can use to get straight from the surface directly into the core of the workshop, right into the main room. The problem with that is that it's very magical, you see, the hatch. Vigramos didn't want any old Tom, Dick, and Harry coming into his workshop while he was working, so it only appears at midnight, and only for 10 minutes. Problem you'll encounter, of course, is that on a full moon like this, at midnight, that hatch and most of Middle Sell-Off will be completely engulfed by the Nebelgast, so you'll be surrounded by geists, and who knows what horrible things they'll do to you, even if some of you do look quite horrific yourselves.
Rude.
Thank you for your
Very
help.
rude.
I've been called worse.
He says, that's really all the help I can give you with getting into Vigramos' workshop, so I suggest you make a decision, and I suggest you make a decision fast. If you want to take the hatch, you're going to have to prepare for being swallowed up by the Nebelgast, and if you want to take the cave entrance, you'd probably best go now before it completely swallows up the lighthouse.
Right, so, what do you guys think?
I think we'll split up.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, it's absolutely a bad idea, but it might be the best one we got right now.
Alright, so, where do you think we should go? Hatch or cave?
All three entrances.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yes.
Why are we doing it?
We send two of us to the main entrance to serve as the first
You are aware
distraction.
that one of these entrances requires being covered in gas.
Two of us go to the smuggler's entrance as a secondary distraction. Meanwhile, I will make my way along through the fog to the hatch.
You by yourself?
I'm the most dead thing here. I got the best chance of getting through it.
Assuming that they're gonna, let you... You know what? Fine. You wanna do that? Go for it.
If you think it's a bad idea, Cassidy, I will follow your lead.
I do think that sending a single person into a cloud of gas is a bad idea.
I can move quickly, I can't get pinned down, and like I said, I am uniquely advantaged in the fact that I'm
You know what? If you have faith in your abilities, go for it. Palomino and I suppose, will go through the cave entrance, and Dejan and Yuejin are going to go through the main door.
Okay.
Alright. Let's
If they
go.
notice you hitting the front door, they're going to be looking for something coming behind them. And that's when the Lighthouse gang hits them. And then I'm the real hidden danger.
Go for it.
Take care of yourselves. And then I'll run off towards the town square.
Alright. So that's probably the last we'll ever see of Solitude, so let's do our
Remember him
best.
as he was, overconfident.
You'll be fine.
Well, Cassie believes that you are, that if you think you can do it, you should go for it.
Fantastic.
Come on, let's get to,
You're all going to take.
let's get to that cave entrance. Actually, I think we might all want to try the cave entrance. That's why Cassie's like, I think we should all try the cave entrance. It's a faster route, and frankly, going through the top isn't gonna be a great idea. That is what I think.
Yeah, but we need to get there first, and going through the front door is technically the quickest way.
Fine, let's all go through the front door then.
Oh
Right.
God, I don't know. I'm doubting.
No,
I'm
it's fine.
doubting.
Make a
I'm
decision.
doubting. I'm doubting. I'm doubting.
Then
you
I'm
want
not.
to draw
Don't
straws.
let the DM metagame our plan for us.
No, Cassie always thought we should all go through.
I didn't have a
It
character
always
who
cost us
could tell you this, but also like I don't want the show to be shit and have you all die.
that. So,
We'll
fine.
be
Look,
right back.
Cassie just kind of like grabs Deja's like, we're going through the front door. Decision made. Let's go.
Okay.
We don't have time.
Okay.
On we go.
Okay.
The joys of being a red aligned planeswalker. No decision. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dujamp's brief white alignment being like, wait, hang on.
Dejan's like what? Blue white.
No, he's red white. So it was just
Okay.
that brief like, oh no,
Oh
maybe
God.
we should make a decision.
Okay.
Palomino's bluer than red now, but he is blue-red.
Mm. Palomino used to be more red until he nearly died.
I get, yeah, that's how that works, I guess, innit?
Mm-hmm.
I was once red aligned like you, and then I fucking
Yeeted myself into dinosaur
put
land.
myself into another dimension on a fucking rocket powered skateboard.
It was
Really changes a person.
Anyway,
Oops and Brim is alright. Haven't been to Ravnica since
Off we
then.
go.
okay. So yeah, you travel through town up into Upper Seloff to the tower. It's not that difficult to find the tower that obviously was Vigramos's, because it is strikingly brick red, as Mossman said, and it does have that metal banding around the middle and the boarded up front door, which is still boarded up.
Cassie's still going like, well, at least we're not fighting at least we're not having to deal with that crazy vampire lady. Come on.
Crazy vampire lady? What?
Yeah. Cassie's talking about Olivia.
Oh right, yeah. No, Olivia
Yeah.
doesn't pay much attention to Seloff.
Yeah, Cassidy is like absolutely fucking terrified of her. She's like, she's just crazy. Get her away. Make her go away.
I like how, Matt, that you keep dropping like little bits of Innistrad lore through Cassidy. And
Yeah.
like, but in character, I Ching-yin like probably tunes you out a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because
Cassidy
she would
talks a lot.
find Cassidy quite annoying.
Yeah. Cassidy talks a lot.
Oh.
Who old Yi Ching Yang that?
Cassidy does not care.
Opportunity, like by my own fault, to really like air out much in terms of what I Ching-yin thinks and feels, but like when I do, I like to shock people with it.
I mean, it's not shocking that like Cassidy, who talks all the time, annoys the person who doesn't talk.
That's fair, but I Ching-yin is also like quite comes across as just quite serene and you know.
I just realized the irony, given that in another life you guys are the big twin with his throat almost slashed off and just the angriest druid to ever live.
Yeah. So the reason why I had Cassidy having been on Innistrad before is because like Innistrad is my favorite plane and I know it quite a bit. So I'm just going like, this is how I will contain. This is how, because like I know I wouldn't be able to contain myself from spouting shit about Innistrad. So I'm just going like, okay, I just have Cassie. I've been here before, so you know.
Also, you play a vampire, so
It's true. He plays a vampire, so he's like, "Oh, I put in Innistrad, and like I've killed shit from Innistrad." Like he's also technically a monster slayer, so he's like, "Oh, I've done this before."
And I Ching Yin is just like, he keeps dropping information that he doesn't expand on, talking to himself, and we're trying to do a thing, and that's quite irritating to me.
Brutal.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with that crazy vampire. And Xing Yin's like kind of like side-eyeing him. I'm like, well, you haven't expanded on who this crazy vampire is, and I don't know why you felt the need to say that, so just shut up.
He's just like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Nerds.
You'll never make him shut
you
up.
fucking nerds.
So,
well, also, like, by the way, Ching Yin defaults to just being like a little fox whenever like she goes to other planes and stuff. So you're being judged by a tiny little black fox.
yeah,
Who just keeps looking up at you.
in light that you're just saying this, he's like, "Don't fucking judge. Shut up."
Here's the question: would Yi Ching let Dujon pick her up when she's like a little fox?
No.
God. I mean, Duchamp has tried. I want to make that clear.
She has bitten him.
Dujon has rabies now. That's not true. If I Ching Yin had rabies, it would have come to a head before now. But possibly he has sepsis.
He's fine.
Like, I Ching Yin, just because she is an animal spirit does not mean she is an animal.
He doesn't mean it like that. He just doesn't want her little legs to get tired. It's completely different. It's respectful.
Is it
Maybe
though?
if they were like better friends.
Yeah.
Like she has let people carry her around in the past.
Okay.
It's not you.
That's Duchamp's goal.
You are an irresponsible child who like calls her Foxy, and she's just like, I don't think he actually knows that I'm not an animal.
Anyway, you pass up through the streets of Middle Selhoff to the upper town. I think at one point you pass by a horrible multi-armed stitched beast carrying a whole load of lanterns that just turns and very sinisterly waves at you as it passes by, seemingly hanging the lanterns and lighting other lamps. But yeah, you get to the tower.
That's what they think I look like.
No.
Fucking
You don't have nearly that many arms. Look, Innistrad is kind of a fucking awful place, regardless. So just kind of ignore what they say.
Yeah.
Creatures like you are just too beautiful for this plane, Alamino.
Sure
Be
am.
strong.
Solitude says from deep in the fog. I believe in you, Solitude. I think you can do this. All right, let's as we'll approach the tower.
Okay.
Wait, am I going on my own?
You said you were.
Okay, fuck, shit, okay.
I thought we ended up agreeing on going all. Yeah.
you can not do that if you want.
No, you said we were all going through the front, so we're all going through the fucking front.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, fantastic. That's probably way better.
Yeah, I said I'd listen to what you said, and then you went, no, everyone shut the fuck up, and we're going to the front door.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic then. That's way better.
Through the front!
Alrighty.
Okay. The boards are still on the doors.
Now listen, Palomino, I have you know you are the most handsome and most only centaur I've ever met.
Now,
Palomino legend.
Doors boarded up.
Duchamp will kick in the door.
oh, fucking nice. Action hero this shit.
Okay. Make an attack roll, I guess.
Okay. 21?
Sure.
Oh wait, 22, sorry.
Yes.
Susan, engage brain before feet.
What?
I mean, well done, but if they didn't know they were coming, they probably do now.
Oh, they knew they were. They knew we were coming.
Fair point.
Also, I wanted to show you my high kick door knockdown since we started this adventure, and I haven't had the opportunity since now. So
I
It's a
will
really good high
actually
kick.
owe you if you will kick down Bone Hunter's door just like that when we get back to.
okay, fantastic.
Don't worry, even if he's mad, I'll make it up to him.
Okay. Is the door kicked in then?
How much damage?
Oh, damage.
Yes, you're attacking an object,
I guess.
attempting to destroy it.
7.
No, it's just sort of splintered a bit.
Try again.
Aw.
Anyone else got a high kick?
Cassie just cuts the boards with his sword.
I could try to kick it as well.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
that's
kind
kind
of-
to do it. Yes.
Okay, sure.
It's a little weird if you're all looking. And Palomino, I think, is gonna attack with his hooves.
It's like that one scene from John Wick 3. You know where they're in the stable and John Wick slaps the horse on the ass and it kicks that guy, and it's a good scene. I'll have to show you guys it because I desperately want Palomino to do that.
Actually, I've committed a sin against cinema, and it's not having watched John Wick yet.
No, I haven't seen John. I should probably see John Wick before I end up caving to my love of Mike Bithell and buying John Wick Hex, so that I actually know what the fuck is going on.
I have not seen any of the John Wick movies. I've only seen the scene in the stables and where he's like riding the horse because I'm a horse girl. So if there is a horse in a movie, I will see that scene and that scene only.
I mean, I was for a long time an actual horse girl, so that's
So-
where I learned my my disdain for the physiology of horses, even if I love them as beings.
They're all cursed.
For anyone who disagrees, I encourage you to simply listen to Alexa very convincingly talk about it for like 3 minutes.
Well, we've done that in.
Yeah, we're not going to do that this
previous
episode. We're really going to make the commitment to
No.
not talk about how cursed
Later.
horses are.
Please.
Although we are talking about how cursed horses are.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
in that
meta
case,
problem.
In that case, Palomino.
No bully. No bully.
Yes, kick the door.
Yeah, so first goes the 12.
Yeah, that's probably fine. I actually don't know how you handle like attacking.
It's an
inanimate
attack.
objects.
Oh yeah, okay.
It is an attack.
So
Yeah,
I
but
rolled
like
a
I don't know because I don't remember which book it's in. I think it's in the DMG actually.
Okay, 13 damage total
Yeah, sure, that kicks the door in.
on 2 kids.
I think it probably kicks the boards in as well, so they're all just like splintered into the room. And beyond you see a dusty room, just covered in dust and cobwebs. Large cobwebs, actually. But I suppose you try not to think about that.
It's just spiders. Right, let's get going. Remember, he said to get to the floorboards to the second staircase.
Tak, toma o contador. Clip, clop, clip, clop. That's it.
Okay. So yeah, do you make your way towards the stairs? The stairs appear to go around the tower in a circle, but there's a sort of like 4 or 5 foot porch that goes like into the tower, even though the door outside the tower is flush. So yeah, the staircase is inside that. So, beyond that, there's not a huge amount in this room. A few pieces of broken scientific equipment. The occasional, like, glowing blue jar. But not much else. So you going upstairs?
Yes.
Okay. You travel up the stairs. I need to, for fuck's sake, can you hold on? My tablet is being difficult. You come to the first floor. Yeah, here we go. Oh yes. Oh, of course. Excellent. Very good. Yeah, you come to the first floor, and this is obviously supposed to be some sort of like living space. There's a fireplace and some like little comfy looking chairs, stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, not a huge amount. I think probably there's some like really moldy food on a plate on a table. I actually have some music here that I'm going to play for the stream, but I actually can't play it on Perry for everyone else to hear, unfortunately.
Oh.
I think. I think. Mark Mullen, if you're listening and I'm not allowed to use this song, I'm sorry. It's just that your like actual system for what music we are and aren't allowed to use is really confusing. Credits in the description as soon as the stream is done. But here we go.
Is there a bin?
A bin?
A bin.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
Okay. Dujon will take the plate of moldy food and scrap the food into the bin.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
Yeah, I'll be a little confused, but like, okay, I guess.
I don't want to look. I don't want to look at that.
That's fair.
But yeah, you scrape the food. I'm gonna say the food was like, it had like a red mold all over it.
Jesus.
It looks like it had been like bread at some point, but it wasn't anymore. I think actually you probably noticed that like there's some more on the table, because the table is against the wall, right? There's a bit more of the red mold on the table.
Okay. Good for that red mold, I guess.
There's a lot of the red mold on the table.
Oh.
And in fact, honestly, it doesn't look that much like a mold. It looks maybe more like it's some sort of culture.
It's a dead person that's grown there.
It's sort of gelatinous.
Is it a dead person who has
No, there's more of it than there was. And in fact, honestly, a lot of the wall is covered in this weird oozing red stuff.
Oh no.
Okay then.
Alright.
The table collapses into splinters of wood that just sort of float inside the gelatinous mass that is swelling up from the floorboards. And you notice another of such mass, like just sort of seeping through the wall. And they join up together, and then there's just this enormous red ooze in front of you.
You stop that.
Roll initiative, everybody.
Ooh, that's fairly decent.
Okay, Beth, I'm actually playing music on stream at the moment, so like, please don't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
21 from me. I will put it in chat.
So Cassidy and Palomino are both on 21.
21.
Yeah.
Cassidy, Palomino, and Solitude are all on 21.
We're just gonna fuck this thing up.
I mean, I guess, what does it roll? That would be a thing. It's probably not very... no, it's not good at these rolls. So, yeah, it got a shit roll.
Shit roll is my least favorite thing to get from Greg's.
Yeah, it's not good. I bet that's what Piers Morgan would like to get rather than a vegan sausage roll.
Yeah. But apparently the vegan sausage roll.
I've heard it's really good.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't really like Greg's sausage rolls in general, you know. If I have to get a sausage roll, probably Copeland's, maybe. This actual player stream,
Yeah.
sponsored by... It's not. I wish.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, Greg's. If you wanna sponsor us, like, right at the moment, you ain't got anything else to do.
Yeah, come on.
But possibly you want to conserve your money.
No, don't. Give us pastries.
There's got to be like some kind of branding with rolls. You should roll dice, you roll sausages.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Gregs, work with us here.
Work
We got a
with
whole
us.
marketing.
Okay, so we have Cassidy, Solitude, and Palomino all on 21, Dujom on 13, Iching Yin on 7, and the Ooze on 6. So the Golden Trio, I guess, go and I don't know where Palomino fits into that. I guess it's like two cowboy dads and their horsey son.
Our handsome horsey son may go first.
So,
Cassidy is a cowboy, but he is here to sin.
I'm the good dad.
Cassidy is not a responsible dad.
Now, if you're being bullied, you just have to be, take the higher ground. And Cassidy's like, vengeance.
It's like, you being bullied. You're gonna take a bottle, you're gonna break it over your knee and slit him.
okay, Daddy.
Anyway, that's why Palomino ain't allowed in nursery school anymore. They look really down on that after the third kid.
Mhm.
Look, stop bothering my horse son.
They keep calling him Stabby.
I'd love it if
I want to say you actually.
yeah, I'd love it if Cassidy and
Mhm. Yeah, I want to.
Solitude got married. I think it'd be I like that AU.
The 300k.
As I'm being a vampire, adopt a centaur together.
Yeah, so anyway, Palomino, what you doing against this ooze?
I think his first thinking is okay, so this probably doesn't want care much for stabbing, so he's gonna electrocute it.
Ooh, how? Well, what do you have that electrocutes?
Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Is that a melee attack?
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, but does the cantrip involve a melee attack, or is it a ranged thing?
Touch.
Okay. Well, do touch, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be 20 plus 7. Base dual plus. Sorry, that's it. So 19. I couldn't find the plus sign. Does 19 hit?
19. I mean, if it's touch, I don't think you have to make an attack, right? What shocking grasp? Let me have a look. See.
Yeah, it does.
Make a
Yeah, I do have to roll.
melee spell attack. Okay, yes, you do have to roll.
So 19.
Yeah, that hits.
It's not made of metal, nor is there armor, so I don't have advantage on that.
Mhm.
So now it's yep, 6 damage.
Okay.
And my second. Four plus 7, 11.
Gee, Palomino.
Then
How come your artifice allows you to? Oh, I see. It's because you have.
I do have
Yeah.
2 attacks per action. Does 11 work?
Does 11 hit? Let me see. Yes, it does.
Okay, so. Nine damage.
So
So how much damage is that in total?
15.
Okay, so it takes 15 damage. Each time, however, when you zap it, I think you. What are you zapping it with? Is it just you're touching it with your hand?
I think it's like an electrified glove.
Sure. You feel the surface of the ooze become rock hard each time you electrocute it. It has that property, the cool one, the one where it becomes solid if you pass electricity through it. But also, each time that happens, you watch your hand suddenly become pale.
Oh shit.
Oh, god damn it. Hold on. The die has...
There's still too much red in this boy.
I'm gonna roll that one again. Okay. So you also take 15 points of necrotic damage, and the ooze seems hurt, but invigorated by having drained you of your blood.
I think it just waves his hand.
But it doesn't look more invigorated the second time, almost as if it is using some sort of mechanic that doesn't stack.
Ooh.
And instead replaces. Well, I guess you do get to choose, so it will choose the higher number.
Man, how red is Cassidy right now? Because he might go like, "I'll get your blood black," and just bites it. Give me that blood black.
Sure. I guess. Like, I don't know how that would work unless you're like, eating a jelly. You probably need a spoon.
Have to scoop it.
No, you can just. So.
Yeah, my fangs drain blood too.
You just have to suck.
Suck with 2
Give it back.
What are you actually going to do, though?
Cassidy is going to stab it with my fire.
Okay.
My fire sword.
Do that then.
Alrighty, stab time. My blade is very thirsty, so it will attack twice. So that's 17 and a 19.
Okay. Both of those hit.
Okay. That'll be a total of 30 damage.
Okay. So... Oh, this is complicated.
Okay. So do you want me to... I will tell you the split of the damage.
No, hold on. Yes, do actually tell me the split of the damage, because that does matter.
Okay, so 14 of the damage is from the magical slashing blade, and 16 of it is from the fire.
Okay, it takes 14 damage.
Okay, so it's immune to fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's upsetting, but not impossible.
So that happens. Then, it's probably not going to do that to you, but it will do this. On each of those attacks, it does necrotic damage to you, and it drains something. You're not entirely certain if it's blood, but you feel worse. You take 11 points of necrotic damage.
I take half that.
Okay. And it gains 6 temporary hit points. I've also just realized that this thing has an ability that allows it to cumulatively add temporary hit points in the way that you normally can't.
Oh no.
Oh, that's going to be a little rough if we can't deal damage. That's okay. I will think of another way.
But all that realistically means is that when it uses that ability, if you do 2 attacks in a turn, it can stack the hit points, because otherwise, it doesn't. You're going to use up all the temporary hit points as you're attacking it. I just don't want to slow combat down so much that you have to we have to do calculation every attack. What is it, Citra?
As a bonus action, I want to cast Branding Smite. So.
Okay.
Which way? Yeah, next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack, extra 2d6 radiant damage.
Okay. You can do that because the spell that you otherwise cast was a cantrip. So.
Yeah. This is a bonus action.
Okay. Yeah. What about Solitude?
I'm just gonna go with the old traditional stabbing.
Sure thing.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, 22 does hit.
It's 11 damage, and do I get sneak attack for other people being in?
Yep, yes you do.
For an initial 14 damage, 25 overall.
Okay, what types are the damage?
It's the Ghost Fire Blade, so it's magical slashing, I believe. Magical slashing, that's right.
That does matter. Is it all magical slashing?
I don't know how sneak attack damage works. I've always just assumed
it's the same damage type.
Like
your attack doesn't appear to harm the creature at all. It just the blade passes straight through the ooze without doing any meaningful harm to it.
Well,
I have an idea.
But let me see. But the attack did hit, which means that you take 8 points of necrotic damage, and the creature appears to be healed a little. I guess your flesh necrotizes a little bit more. Next up is Dujon.
Okay. Okay, so that would be 2 key points. Alright, so Throwing the hammer. Hello?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, throwing the hammer.
You've got to answer me when I say something. You've got to say yeah or something, because
Sure, but like, roll to throw the hammer, I guess.
yeah,
like,
I know I am. Okay. 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Yes, that will hit.
Okay, cool. That is 7 radiant damage. And then I'm going to spend 2 key points to use Leaping Flame. So this gives me... This essentially is an unarmed strike, but it deals fire damage on top of its bludgeoning damage, and it also has a reach of 10 feet.
Okay, this is complicated. First of all, how much damage did you do with the hammer?
7.
Okay. So let me just get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was a ranged attack, and it did radiant damage, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're gonna do what? What does it?
So I use Leaping Flame, and I use 1 key point to cause my unarmed strikes to deal fire damage reach. Fire damage reach 10 feet further for a round. What? That's not very clearly written.
Where is this written?
On my character sheet.
Yes,
Hang on.
but what kind of monk are you?
I'm an elemental monk.
All right,
I've
well,
got elemental powers.
I can look it up for you.
Okay.
What's the ability called?
Leaping Flame.
Okay. Disciple of the Elements, Elemental Disciplines, Fangs of the Fire Snake, Leaping Flame. Leaping Flame? Leaping Flame? What? I don't see that. Way of the 4 elements. Elemental attunement, clench of the north wind, breath of winter, shape of the flowing river, sweeping cinder strike, water whip, wave of roiling earth, flames of the phoenix. That's an 11th level ability. Fist of 4 thunders, fangs on the fire snake. What does the text actually say?
Leaping Flame. You use 1 key point to cause your unarmed strikes to deal fire damage.
So I don't know why that's called Leaping
No,
Flame.
that's not what it was called on the digital character sheet.
Well, I don't...
I know, it's not your fault. It's just annoying that things are called different things in different things.
Fangs of the Fire Snake isn't even a protectable term, so I don't know why they would change that.
I know,
Presumably it's
that's
different
so
in the
weird.
SRD.
It was called, on the thing that I build my character sheets on, it was called Leaping Flame, so I was like, oh yeah, okay, that sounds cool. It's like, I don't really look in the book when I make them. So.
It might actually be, come to think of it, that the... Because here's the thing, the Elemental Monk isn't the first subclass for the Monk in the PHP, so it's probably not in the SRD. Which would mean that they would have to call all the stuff different stuff to like avoid WotC coming down on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway.
So I think we should just sort of assume that like none of your abilities have the actual names that they have.
Okay. I don't know, because I've got liquid tendrils, and I'm pretty sure that's called the same thing.
What does that do?
That's... let me find it. You use a bonus action to force a creature within 30 feet to make a dex save or take 3d10 bludgeoning damage, and I assume it's made of water or piss or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's called Water Whip.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, none of these are called the same thing. We're
Great.
you just outed them live on stream.
Sorry.
Okay.
then.
Cut it.
No, it's fine. Anyway, do you want the text of the Fangs of the Fire Snake then, so that you know what's going on?
Yeah, pop it down, because it's not super clear on my character sheet. The grammar doesn't really make sense.
Okay. I I will drop that in resources, I guess. Paste. So when you use the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to cause tendrils of flame to stretch out from your fists and feet.
Yes.
You'll reach with your unarmed strikes. Unfortunately, the formatting is weird because I copied it from my PHP PDF. But your reach with your unarmed strikes increases by 10 feet for that action, which would be very important if you hadn't just hit it with radiant damage.
Yeah.
As well as the rest of the turn.
Okay.
A hit with such an attack deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning damage, and if you spend 1 key point when the attack hits, it also deals an extra 1d10 fire damage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's roll to hit.
Sure.
Okay. Shit. That's That's a 13.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. And then I will spend another key point to get that extra fire damage.
Cool.
Nine damage.
Yeah. The ooze appears to be completely unharmed by your attack.
What?
It's immune to fire damage.
What?
You should have known this because like Cassidy attacked it with a fire attack, and I straight up told him that
like Beth the player pays attention to other things that are going on. Come on. You
Well,
played Dungeons and Dragons with me.
Well, that's your punishment for not paying attention, is to lose 2 key points, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know how I'm going to be punished for not paying attention, but here we go. Next up is I Ching Yin. You did actually do something productive this turn.
Wait, no,
so
hang on. I have a monk feat that ignores resistance or immunity. Hang on.
Oh, well, that would be different.
That would be different.
Let's keep
it?
in mind that it was 9 fire damage in case that comes through.
Yeah, okay, hang on.
Unfortunately, whatever this is, it will be named
Yeah,
completely
your
differently.
unarmed attacks ignore resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks / damage. So.
Where?
Oh, I guess that works. It's technically a mad. I'll leave that up to you and your rule on that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what this ability is called because we've established.
it's just the monk feat. Your unarmed attacks ignore resistance to immunity.
Your unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. But unfortunately, that's not.
Okay.
That's not the thing that the ooze has. It's just straight up immune to fire damage.
Okay, never mind then. Okay. I knew that was a reason why I did that.
You did do radiant
In my
damage
head, I
to
got
it,
confused.
though, which is quite important. So yes, I Ching Yin.
I Ching Yin will strike her paws across the strings of her Guqin, and these 2 golden blasts come reverberating off it to hit the creature. I'm casting Eldritch Blast.
Sure. That does force damage, right?
Yes.
Sure thing. Roll your damage. Or I guess roll the hit.
First.
Yeah, roll the hit.
My lowest to hit was an 18.
Yeah, those all hit then.
Okay. I don't have any pluses to it, just a straight 1d10. That is a total of 11 points of force damage.
Sure. So yeah, you deal the damage, and it is unable to respond to that because it was a ranged attack, and also it's had its ability turned off. Finally, it is the ooze's turn. The ooze gonna do a thing. It is going to ooze towards Dujon, because Dujon, I think, is the most blood baggy. Given that this thing primarily feeds on human blood, I think probably the only like actual unquestionably living human is going to be the person it goes for first. It's going to attack you, and it will get a 13. And does that hit for a start, I guess? Beth.
Have we lost Beth?
Sorry. I would.
Does a 13 hit?
Probably not. 1 second. Nope.
Okay, it doesn't hit you then. And we go to Cassidy, Solitude, and Palomino.
Go, Palomino, go.
Go, Horseboy, go, Horseboy, go.
I hate this town.
I hate this town. Everybody bullies me from being a horse thing. Sorry. So Palomino is going to change to his crossbow then, and he's going to. The 14 hit.
14 does hit, yes.
Okay. So, and let me just do the roll to hit for the. Well, I have to do. Okay. Okay, so that's a 14 and a 15 to hit. And a 9 and a 4 for damage. Piercing.
14 and a 15
Magical, I think.
hit. Both hit, yes. 9 and a 4
So-
piercing damage, you say?
Uh-huh.
So that's 13 piercing damage in total?
Yep. Plus.
Plus?
6. 6 and 7 radiant damage from that thing I cast last round.
Oh, nice. So that would be another
11
13,
11
right?
radiant damage. 11 radiant. 13 plus 11.
6 and 7 is 13.
No?
Yes?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes it is! I'm being gaslit about basic arithmetic!
No, I'm sorry.
So that's 26 in total.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And it is unable to use its blood thing because it keeps getting hit with radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
Next, well, I guess Cassidy and Solitude still got to decide who's going when on this turn.
So when I attacked it, my attack did damage, but the fire didn't, right?
Yes, I think. Wait, what kind of damage does the sword have?
I don't know, probably magic slashing.
Then it did not do any damage at all.
Oh, okay. In that case, Cassidy will.
Somebody's gonna scan seek the video back and be like, oh, actually, Alexa, it did do damage. Shut up. It didn't do damage. Like, mechanically it did damage, but diegetically it didn't do damage.
It's fine.
It wasn't supposed to do damage, and we're fixing that now.
But I did observe that lightning did normal damage to it, though.
Yes, lightning did hurt it.
All right then. Cassidy will cast Witch Bolt
Sure.
at he must cast it at the highest level, which is 3.
Okay. So how much damage is that? In fact, do you have to roll to hit with Witch Bolt, or is it just a save? Or
I do have to roll to hit initially.
okay, yeah, but then when it stays on, as long as you keep concentration, it's still
it
attached.
fell down. No, it fell out again. Please. Ooh. Can these things be crit?
I mean, yeah, as long as that's an attack roll, yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm used to like oozes being weird.
This ooze is weird, but I don't think it's weird in the sense that it can't be crit. It's mainly that it does vampire stuff. It like drains your blood and punishes you for hitting it and stuff.
So,
is this a melee attack?
no, it's a like unlimited power lightning bolt.
Right. Yes. So that's a ranged attack. Sure.
Alrighty, and the total is 44.
Sorry, 44.
Yeah, 60-12 because it's crit.
Okay, yeah, you just electrocute it and it just bursts into like little blobs of red jelly that just like splatter all over you.
Gross.
And the room falls silent.
Is it gone?
Seems to be.
It's all around you, but it doesn't appear to be moving anymore.
Do you think it's because I put some of it in the bin? I just don't like looking at gross food.
I feel like it's probably it's probably more than that. So
Oh, okay. Anyway, enough talking. Let's keep going on.
Sure. Cassidy will cast Prestidigitation and make himself clean. Yes, he doesn't want to have ooze all over him. He'll cast Prestidigitation on anyone who's been splattered with ooze. In fact.
Thank you.
You might have to cast it multiple times because I'm pretty sure you can only clear like a 1 foot square space with Prestidigitation.
But like it's a cantrip, so he'll just keep doing it.
I think he would know to wash people from top downwards in that case, because otherwise the ooze just sort of drips down into the bits you've cleaned already, like cleaning the windows of a building.
Yes. So, onward we go.
Okay. The stairs continue at the other end of this room. At that point, you sort of wonder why nobody who designs towers anywhere in the multiverse seems to think to put in a stairwell that just runs up and down and has like a door onto each floor. It's always that there's like a staircase, and then you have to go across a room and bother everybody in that room to get to another staircase, and you just have to encounter every monster in that room. It's like it's never anything sensible. Anyway, yes, you make it up some stairs and into another room. This room, I think, is just full of big machines, big steely machines that with big levers on them that are like 2 bits of metal that come up into a third bit of metal, and there's a big red handle on the top. And there are some glowing tanks full of some sort of blue gas that seems to occasionally have faces in it.
That'll be the guests.
Maybe.
But yeah, anyway, all of this machinery is very dusty. So yeah, that's what you find.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, you walk across the room and upwards into what appears to be some sort of storage area. It's just full of boxes, and there are lots of spider webs everywhere.
Okay. Let's keep it going, I suppose.
What's everybody's passive perception?
Ooh. 15.
18.
Wait a moment, I want to laugh. Passive perception? 8.
Okay.
How do you calculate passive perception again?
It
Plus your
is
modifier.
10 plus your perception bonus.
Oh,
So
14. That's fine.
okay. I guess.
Palomino is just elevator music right now.
Did anybody get higher than a 14 on their passive perception? Get higher. Does anybody have higher than 14 on their passive perception?
18.
I have a 15.
Yeah. Okay. The two dead men.
18.
The two dead men and the fox. You notice something moving out of the corner of your eye. Inside this room of boxes. It's something white and sort of squiggly.
No, go away. No. I'm dealing with you today. Go away. Get back in your hole.
Yeah, friend, you safe?
I think you hear a noise as well, just a sort of.
No. Nah, go away. So I'm seeing if I can get on out of here.
You hear it behind you. And then you feel like a horrid chill just sort of rush through you. And then, boomf, an enormous white spider materializes directly in front of you, blocking your way. And I think, because we've run out of time, that is where we are going to leave it.
Before we go.
Actually, no, before we go, can I try this one thing?
Go for it.
Okay. First of all, you have to promise me a thing.
Yes.
Are you going to make the end of the session more of an anticlimax by doing this?
Possibly.
Go on.
I'm gonna pull out some food from my pack, and I'm gonna gently offer it to the spider as an animal handling check.
Sure. Roll an animal handling check.
Do you like having 2 arms?
That's a 15.
So here's the thing. In my head, when you said I want to roll an animal handling check, I thought for a moment, and then the voice of death from the Discworld came into my voice saying, "This will be an important lesson." Your check automatically fails on account of how this isn't an animal.
Fuck.
It has type monstrosity, and it devours the food and also bites you.
Ow! Okay, that's learned.
Thankfully, however, the bite doesn't actually really penetrate your skin because it does it wrong. It actually crit fails that, but it still advances towards you and opens its mandibles and its pedipalps into your face and just makes a horrible noise that you can't quite articulate.
You come downstairs, friends, and go, lesson learned.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Please, can we end the episode? You've already killed the cliffhanger.
Okay.
Mom, what's a pedipalp?
It's the little things that spiders got on the front of their
Yeah,
you know when you look at the front of a spider's face and they have
their cute little bum faces.
Yeah, you know how they have a face that's a bum because they've got a pair of furry, pointy things in front of the mouth. That those are pedipalps.
Mhm.
It's genuinely, for some fucking reason, it's really, really difficult for people who CG model spiders for films and video games to get pedipalps right, and it's like pretty much the number one reason why I'm generally not frightened of fictional spiders, because they just don't look like spiders. They look like, giant whip-tailed scorpions or something. I remember Aragog was like one of the very few film spiders that actually frightened me because they got that bit right. But the ones in the Hobbit, for instance, they suck. They're not good. They're not scary. They're not scary spiders because they don't look like spiders. They have these like weird square mouths with like a tooth at each end. And I'm like, it might be what a spider's mouth looks like when it opens it, but I'm not scared of that.
Can we also just for a minute have a discussion about snakes, CGI snakes in movies?
No, I'm going to turn the stream off, and then we're going to have that conversation.
This is important, and it needs to be aired. Snakes are really cute faces, and we keep doing them dirty. There we go. End of discussion.
Alright, yes, we do. Like, every fucking on-screen snake, instead of having the cute face that an actual snake has like a weird... Like the basilisk from Harry Potter. They look like fucking worms from Magic the Gathering rather than actual snakes.
Yeah.
That's fair. We are going to leave now. We are going to stop doing the stream. I have been Alexa, and joining me, of course, have been my co-host Beth and our friends Richard, Matt, Maxi, and Citro. Stay indoors. I know that at some point Matt Hancock's going to talk about lockdown. It's not happening, folks. Like, it's going to be another 3 weeks of this for sure before we even get to like mid-tier.
We're hopefully, I do believe Bojo when he says we're past the midway point.
Yes, but that's not...
If you roll off the midway point on a slide, you still break your neck. So
I have opinions about what Bojo said, but they're not important. I'm not going to air them here. Whatever. We're gonna go. Stay indoors. Wash your hands. Stay 10 feet away from your face. Don't touch your neighbors. It's fine. Just go. Do the things.
Stay indoors. Play Animal Crossing. Watch a really long anime.
Watch One Piece.
Watch One Piece.
Don't watch One Piece. Don't watch Bleach either. I know it's been recommended, but that's not the kind of Bleach that they mean.
I watched all of Naruto last summer, and I'll never get that time back.
Last summer? Yeah, last summer. I was like, didn't you do that while I lived with you? But no, it was JoJo you were watching when I lived with you.
No, that was not a waste of time. Go watch.
So I've heard. At some point, I'm going to watch Full Metal Alchemist, but Beth and I guess, got to like figure out if we want to do a podcast about that.
Yeah, I'd like to. It depends if you're up for it. I will very much volunteer to.
The idea of an intermittent podcast where like Beth just sort of gets me to watch certain good anime is like actually like kind of fun. Except I would probably want to watch Little Witch Academia and then have that be the episode where just I watch a show because I wanted to watch a show.
Yeah. I think FMA or Cowboy Bebop we could probably start with, but it depends if they're on Netflix or streaming services or not.
When I've talked about this premise before, I would be like, I watch like a good episode of the show or the first 3 episodes of the show or something like that. I don't have to make too much of a time commitment so that we actually get to do the podcast.
If you want a 12 episodes anime with a good dub, Panty and Stalking definitely.
Panty and Stalking would be a good one to watch.
Beastars is on the docket as well, I think, at some point, but we'll have to see what kind of accessibility there is for that one. But yeah,
I will fully constantly endorse Soul Eater as a good show.
I mean,
but does
apparently,
it have a good dub? Like that's
has it got a big good dub, or this is an alternative. B, are the episodes under half an hour long? Because
they should be, yeah.
Literally most anime.
Yeah.
That's all anime.
Yeah.
It does have a good dub. The episodes are about 30 minutes. It's all on Netflix. Well,
it might not. Netflix UK is the key.
Yes,
you're right.
Yeah, Netflix UK is.
Unless we ever get like some sort of a deal with NordVPN, in which case.
I mean, obviously, if NordVPN, presumably doing better than Greg's, in that they are a mostly online-based service, but I mean, if you want to sponsor the show, then absolutely, we're not going to say no. We'll even say your ridiculous ad copy. Look, I'll take Raid Shadow Legends at this point. I'm not even like.
No!
No!
Shadow
Lower
Legends.
yourself.
I'm ready to debase myself for cash I don't have.
Ready to suck Red Shadow Legends daddy dick.
I mean, no. Have you seen like the amount that you get just for saying their ad patter that they don't even change? So it's not even you're not even
Really?
like,
Oh my
betraying.
god.
It's huge. They are like funneling money into that. So
Oh my
I'm not
God.
really surprised that people take that as a deal. It's like, all right, sure, I'll say a thing that I don't mean on the TV for lots of money, because
I think if we did a Patreon exclusives, I think would be us like watching a movie together. Like one of
I thought you were going to say that Patreon exclusives are the only videos that we do with ads on them. I'm like, that's not how that works. It's just ads. It's just us doing ads.
It's just ads.
We've
Anyway.
not even been paid.
Oh man, if all of these have a dub, we've got some great ones. We've got High School DxD on here. Oh my god, shut up, Ben. That's so loud.
Beth, we
Look behind
can't
me.
have this be like the after show. We have to end the stream.
End the stream then.
Well,
I
because
thought we did it like 2 minutes ago.
no, because there wasn't. You started talking about fucking anime, and like
Sorry.
there wasn't.
Sorry.
She's been
Discussion
elected.
over.
Everybody
Please,
shut the
Beth.
fuck up and go away.
Yes, we're going to go. It's late. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't fool your horses.